Hey guys, welcome back to the Prehistoric Life podcast. I'm your host, Eric Crawford, and today we're back with another interview. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi, my name is JP. I'm the owner of the Instagram account known as the Paleontology author or Paleo author. And my main goal, like as stated in the little description there, is fighting the sixth mass extinction with education and paleontology.
So there's his Instagram account if you want to go check it out and support him. So the basic question that I start off every interview with is, what is your favorite dinosaur?
God, that's such a hard question because every dinosaur is so unique in a beautiful way. To be fair, all life on Earth is, but like lately, I've been feeling like the gigantic titanosaurs. I'm going to go with Argentinosaurus because that's like the one. Because those animals just push evolution to its absolute maximum because they're on land, so they're in a higher gravity environment than something like a whale, but they still manage to get so big, and sauropods have done that over and over again. So they are just wonders of the natural world.
Really is. The titanosaurs are really some of the largest group of animals to ever exist, ever walk on the planet. I mean, it's honestly spectacular.
Yeah, I've been to a few museums where they have the mount of, they just call it plainly Titanosaur, but I'm pretty sure it's like Patagotitan, like in the AMNH in New York. And then also, I think there's one in London, I think. I'm not sure.
I'm sure there is one somewhere. So,
yeah. But they are just absolutely magnificent beasts. Oh, yeah. And then the one in the Field Museum, it has a name. Maximo. There we go.
So what got you interested in paleontology, and what brought you into this? What brought you into this world?
Well, obviously it started out with a love of animals. I think that started when my mom got me just this set of, like, it was so long ago I can't even remember it, but my mom got me this set of like barnyard animals, and like I just thought, oh, cool things. And then like slowly that obsession grew and grew until eventually, I don't exactly remember when, but I started liking dinosaurs. And then it was just like discovering an entirely new like side to the animal kingdom alongside the creatures that lived before and after them.
And you are currently in the process of writing a book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
So would you like to talk about some of the process of writing that, what got you interested in that kind of thing?
Sure. So my current project is called Primordial, a Biology of Ancient Triumphs and Tragedies, but the shorthand is just Primordial. Yeah. So it's had a very rocky development history. I started it on November 1st of 2023. So it's gonna be about 2-ish years old. The thing is, that was written purely out of boredom on one afternoon after school. And I was also like, I've always liked nature documentaries about like natural history. So I was like, what if I wrote my own? And then just like, I went full throttle from there. And obviously there are some scenes that have been deleted for like one reason or another. Sometimes they're just too short. Maybe they're just too long. Maybe there's just too many like scenes of animals hunting in the book. Like there's been a whole menagerie of reasons. There's more deleted scenes than there are scenes in the book. But overall, it's something that like I would say I'm very proud of. And it's something that I kind of wish that I had, especially because I think we learn, like us as humans, we learn the best through storytelling. It's always stories that teach us the most. Like one of my favorite examples, if you look at geometry, for example, which is a surprisingly cool area of math, when you actually look at it on paper, it's like, oh, what is this? But when you see it in action, like in construction and in like out in the field, that is some really cool stuff. So I think if we can learn about climate change and our biology and the history that we share with the natural world, if you can do that through storytelling, then you're going to have people like that.
It's easier to tell something to relate to teach people than to just tell them the facts.
Yeah.
That relation through emotion is what compels people.
Yeah.
So what is it about? What is the whole thing about?
Well,
give or take.
No way.
Without spoiling too much.
Yeah, I mean, oh yeah, spoiler alert, the dinosaurs die.
6 million years in the making, but
oh god. But it's kind of the story of us, like as humans, but also the rest of life on Earth, told through chronological short stories going from 4.4 billion years ago to the modern day-ish, like to the sort of the dawn of the Industrial Revolution, really. And so it's told through little short stories. If you've ever seen Prehistoric Planet or the Walking With series, which were my main inspirations for it, it works kind of like that. It's like little documentary style short stories that go all over the world. And I try to basically bring the most like detailed, but also simplified for the sake of understanding scientific information that I can, to show like natural history isn't just dinosaurs. It's also like crazy animals that came before them. It's insane geology, even astronomy, even like it's insane.
And I mean, within that, how do you address like growing modern theories to answer them? If it like a perfect example is like lips versus no lips, feathers versus no feathers. How do you address those? Are those just kind of judgment choice?
I mean, most of the dinosaurs in the book, like when appropriate, I try to make them as accurate as I can while also adding a bit of flair to them. For example, there's a scene with Dromaeosaurus in the Dinosaur Park Formation of Alberta, Canada. Obviously they're small, they have feathers like the real animals were, but I describe them as like kind of having the pattern of like a red-tailed hawk, because that comes from a sculptor that I know that I met in Alberta, who he did the Dromaeosaurus for the Royal Tyrrell Museum, and that also came up with a bit of inspiration from the primitive war Utah raptors, obviously with different colors, but like I tried to essentially make it fun. And I'm not sure if you remember, but there was the moment where the dinosaur Saurophaganax was turned into like Allosaurus anax / a sauropod.
Yep. Well aware of it.
That moment, that came around Christmas time, and I was like, oh god, I'm gonna have to fix that entire scene. So now if you read the book, it just says Allosaurus, but originally it did say Saurophaganax.
And I mean, even within that, you get underlining problems with synonyms to names within dinosaurs.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those.
Yeah.
Who knows what they're going to use the actual Saurophaganax name for? It could go to the sauropod. It could become a synonym for anax. It really is just... I personally just use it as a synonym for anax, so it is really just judgment choice there for right now. But and I mean, what do you do with... Obviously, there's a lot more well-known dinosaurs. Like you said, Dromaeosaurs, Saurophaganax / Allosaurus. You have Tyrannosaurus.
Yeah.
What do you do about the lesser-known dinosaurs that might not have as much representation in the fossil record?
That is my bread and butter. The thing is, like, as an avid dinosaur fan myself, I'm always cheating for like the underrepresented animals to like get into the big movies, like especially like, for example, when Jurassic World Rebirth was first announced, I'm like, oh wait, maybe they could add like Cenozoic animals or more Paleozoic animals, but well, that went south. But obviously I gotta have my A-listers, but I also try and sneak in like underrepresented species. Like I have Tyrannosaurs in the book, but it's not Tyrannosaurus itself. I talk about it, but instead you have Albertosaurus. You don't have Oviraptor itself, but you have a cousin, Chirostonodes, and so on and so forth. but there was going to be a scene, little tidbit, that the dinosaur, no, not sorry, not a dinosaur, but the Triassic reptile Drepanosaurus, or sorry, Megalocnosaurus. It's a Drepanosaur. It's this absolutely bizarre little creature with like big claws, sort of a weird claw at the end of its tail, and almost like a bird-like face. And that was gonna be a scene in the book. It was deleted because like the scene just didn't have enough like stuff in it, which I think I realized is why a lot of people don't choose those animals. Like the thing is, they're very like underdeveloped in terms of research, so it's like why put them in like a big product. So I do get it, but I do strive to like show like the diversity of life on Earth while also showing like, oh yeah, I've got like ceratopsids, tyrannosaurs, etc., etc.
Obviously, from a book of more would be the, I guess, technically historical fiction.
Yeah, in a way.
So you do want to represent some fact within the fun of telling a story, but if the fact's not there, it's sad to say you can't tell the story correctly without just making stuff up.
Yeah,
which is
also wait.
fun.
I just noticed. Wait, is that okay? Wait, I just noted. Was I muted that entire time?
No.
Okay. I don't know if you want to. I don't know. Edit that little bit out later.
But that part's my job. We will worry about that later.
Yeah, right.
Or maybe not. Who knows? So within the lesser known dinosaur category, because there are dinosaurs who aren't necessarily lesser known, but they are lesser studied, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, I think to an extent, obviously Allosaurus fits that bill, or like certain species of it fit that bill.
And I mean, even within that, there's a lot of sauropod species. There's a lot of hadrosaurian species. There's a lot of ceratopsian species that just kind of nobody talks about. Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of theories and ideas going on within them that, I mean, change every other day. So I'm sure there's a lot of stress within that. So how do you address like feuding claims?
Okay. That was actually a bit of an issue not long ago because I think in January of this year, 2025, there was a study released that showed that most theropod dinosaurs wouldn't have actually taken crunching bites out of their prey. Rather, they would have essentially done it via blood loss, kind of like I called it sort of like a water balloon, like punching holes in a water balloon. But then I had also heard of like, for example, Tyrannosaurus having an insane bite force. So obviously that was there for something. So I kind of surmised and tried to meet it like halfway in that, yeah, the bite was extremely powerful. It was capable of breaking bone. I think like the latest that it said is like it was capable of biting a cow clean in half or something like that.
That doesn't surprise me. It could bite through a Jeep, or a truck. I mean,
oh god,
it doesn't. I mean, to me that take is it can. That doesn't mean it always did.
Yeah, like you don't bite through, I don't know, a hot dog or a steak at your maximum bite.
Yeah.
Just for no reason. Like, so I obviously talk about the insane bite force of Tyrannosaurus Rex, but I also meet it halfway in that that other smaller Tyrannosaurus like Albertosaurus and Gorgosaurus, Daspletosaurus and Gorgosaurus, there we go, because those two live together. That they were more so taking bites out of their prey, while Tyrannosaurus was doing like the big bites on like, I don't know, the neck, or I think actually the spine would have been a pretty good place because almost. Yeah.
That one hurts. But, like even Allosaurus to an extent, whenever they're hunting, say, a sauropod, they're not going to just bite and latch on. That's not realistic.
No, it's not like Jurassic World Evolution.
But it's not like Tyrannosaurus hunting like a smaller Edmontosaur.
Yeah,
would do that. There's no real reason. So I guess you could do judgment call on that. If it's a big Edmontosaur, there's no. I mean, it's probably not going to just bite and hold on because the thing could buck and hurt a Tyrannosaur. But if it's a smaller one, oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. But then even on top of that, like rivaling species claims, like the hot one right now that I don't really know if we've determined it yet. It kind of just went dark. Is Nanotyrannus.
Oh God. Like, okay, a little bit of history. I'm personally on the side that Nanotyrannus itself is a valid genus, but it is a valid genus in the same way. Like, it's so closely related to Tyrannosaurus Rex, in my opinion, or just Tyrannosaurus, that it's almost like comparing a lion to a tiger, or better yet, something like a lion to a snow leopard.
Yeah, it's a very early Tyrannosaur, if anything.
Yeah, it lived a bit before T-Rex, actually, I think.
Because I know that was a hot debate of whether it was just juvenile Tyrannosaurs or Nanotyrannus. I personally am not a fan of just finding stuff in the field and then naming it a new species on the dot.
Yeah.
That leads to a lot of complications that are just stupidly unjust and unnecessary.
Yeah.
But I'm also not against, getting new species because it adds more diversity and more things you can use to tell stories.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I mean, obviously, Nanotyrannus itself isn't brought up in the book. It was going to be, but then I realized that is a hot mess. I just
oh yeah,
you'll get out of that
real quick.
But I also, on that note, I spoke with when I was in Alberta. I got to speak with Dr. Phil Curry, and we were in Dinosaur Provincial Park, and they have this big. It's not like a mural; it's sort of like a family tree or sort of like a roster lineup of all the dinosaurs that have been found there. And there's apparently 3 different species of Lambeosaurus. L. lambi, which is the main one that everybody knows. I don't know how to pronounce it. It's like Magna Cristatus or something like that. It's the one that has a big, like, sort of more circular crest. And then there's a third one. And then I told him, I thought there were 2 species. And he's like, well, the thing is, it depends on who you ask. Which...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think that's a very hard thing to determine a species from a fossil record, because it is very likely that you find something. It could have just been horribly mutilated in life. It could have had some very tragic thing happen. It could just be. Yeah. It's a really weird thing to say. It could have had like a birth defect.
Yeah,
you never really think about that, and then somebody's just like, "Oh, it's a new species," and it's like, "Is it though?"
Yeah, like I mean, I think also like to briefly just add to what Dr. Curry said. He even said like, "Oh no, yeah." Throughout the early parts of dinosaur research history, like especially during the Bone Wars, there were dozens of different like species being assigned, not just genera. Like I think Triceratops alone had 19 different species at one point before it was reanalyzed, and now we only have 2 species, Proarsis and Horridus. And then Dr. Curry basically said, like, I think we're going to go into a recession where we realize a lot of genera are actually just species of other things.
I could see that. I could very well see that. And even within the 2 species of Triceratops, it's not like they were actually living at the same time. It was kind of like a regression species.
Yeah, I think Horridus came before Proarsis, because Proarsis is the one that we find in Hell Creek, I think.
You could be very well. I don't remember off the top of my head. It's probably bad of me, but I mean, even within that, like, I've always found it odd that there is no hypothesis of possible natural hybridization. That makes sense, because I mean, it's not common. It's not a common thing, but like ligers, mules.
Yeah,
this is the only 2 I can think of off the top of my head. You have like horse zebras.
So like zorses and such.
Like, could a Torosaurus or Triceratops, considering that they lived in the same area around the same time, possibly have naturally hybridized?
I mean, I'm not an expert on it. If I had to give one good person to ask about it, it would probably be Dr. Caleb Brown, who does a lot of work on ceratopsians. He's the curator of the Royal Tyrrell Museum. Personally, maybe, but then again, I think that's almost more of a genetic thing than it is like that we can tell from the bones. So, frankly, I don't know, but it's a cool idea to have.
It's like, if it did happen, it's very unlikely that it did happen.
Yeah.
On top of the fact of fossil bias and fossil preservation. So there's probably, I'd give it like a 99% chance if it did happen, it wasn't preserved.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's always like just fun to speculate things like that. It adds more interest and more
definitely
intertwining species, if you will. And I mean, that is, it's a weird thing to say, but that is not an exact way of evolution happening, but it is.
It is one way. If
for them to hybridize, and then I mean, it's not unlikely.
Yeah. Also, you were lagging out there for a few seconds.
If there's the environment for them to hybridize like that, it's not unlikely that they would.
Yeah. Also, I don't know if you caught that, but you were lagging out really bad a few seconds ago.
Fine, somehow we'll figure it out. I'll figure that out.
Yeah.
But so how do you tell about the entire era before dinosaurs? Because there's a lot before them that we know. How do you?
Okay, in the book, it is 2 parts. The book is broken up into 4 parts. The first 2 deal with what came before the dinosaurs. The first one is called Genesis. The second one is called Terra Nova. And basically, Genesis deals with like stuff almost like the beginnings of animal life. The last scene in that part is when like the first walking fish comes onto land, Tiktaalik. And then Genesis deals a lot, or sorry, Terra Nova deals with a lot of sort of, if you've ever seen Walking with Monsters, and it's kind of like that, the Devonian, Carboniferous, Permian, and then we end on the Permian mass extinction or the Great Dying.
You in there and you pick up in the Triassic.
Yeah. Or like, I tried to look into it, but like the first scene in the dinosaur part of the book, which is called The Terrible Monarchs, it takes place 251 million years ago exactly, but I tried looking into it, and there's almost not a real consensus on when there's an exact cutoff point between Permian and Triassic. So I label it as early Triassic, but if you want, you could technically say, oh, that is the tail end of the Permian. So
yeah, it's not like, it's never going to be just a clean cut thing, because even that mass extinction is like, it's like, all right, here's like 1,000 years of just like
everything dying,
of just everything's dead. Like it's like, here's 1,000 years of that. So it's like, where's the span? So I guess technically you could say the span is like just dead in the middle of it. If you were to calculate how long it lasted, you could just say it's dead in the middle. But
yeah,
I'm sure there's arguments against that, where it's like, all right, the Triassic ends at the end of the mass extinction because it's the Permian going into the Triassic.
Yeah.
So there's arguments either way, but and I mean, even the Triassic, I feel, is heavily underrepresented because I mean,
oh, dude, I'm sorry. It's just like there's an entire scene literally just dedicated to all the Triassic weirdo animals, like the early dinosaurs. I don't think these are very well known, but it's a group of crocodile relatives. I use that just for simplification, called the Aidosaurs or Aidosaurs. They look kind of like armored dinosaurs, but they have narrow snouts. And I think the biggest one, Desmatosuchus, has these big spikes on the shoulders. Super fascinating creatures. And then like the big Dicynodonts, the big like tusked proto-mammals, Hyperodapodon, Atobodentatus, like they all get mentioned and thrown around in there. Like that's my love letter to all the people who want Triassic animals to be brought up, basically. obviously I couldn't do all of them because like that would genuinely just like make the scene a run on, and I don't want that. But I really hope I did all those beautiful and weird animals justice, basically.
On top of, I mean, the Triassic fossil record is very, very skewed. It's kind of hard to find stuff from that. So that's why we, even like dinosaurs within the Triassic is very few numbers compared to the Jurassic and Cretaceous.
Yeah, but, like the question, what was the first dinosaur? That always comes up, and I'm like, we're always finding a new first dinosaur. I think the latest one is like Enigma Cursor or something like that, or I could be getting that mixed up with someone else. But honestly, I don't know where the cutoff point between other archosaurs and dinosaurs lie. But frankly, I just usually say, well, it was something around like the middle. I would say the middle Triassic, just to be safe.
Yeah, and I mean, even within that, like, it was most likely that a lot of those dinosaurs weren't. A lot of people probably, if you showed them that, wouldn't call it a dinosaur.
Yeah.
It'd just be like, all right, it's a little two-legged lizard that runs around.
Yeah.
Like, they're not the big dinosaurs that we know. They're like little. Prime example, Coelophysis. I mean,
yeah. I mean, that one's a bit more recognizable as a dinosaur because, like, the long neck, the two legs, the small-ish hands. I think
snake neck,
like Proterosaurus was that one, or is that like an early archosaur?
See, like
it's such a big gray area, but that's also one of the things I love about it. Like, it's just so cool.
Yeah, that's something. If you're. That is something you could talk about, is that entire debate between whether they are dinosaurs or not. Because, I mean, you even see that at the tail end of dinosaurs with birds. We don't really have a beginning / end for birds. It's just kind of a blurry line.
Yeah, like that's, I mean, I usually label that as, oh, no, yeah, you see, like, birds are dinosaurs. But I will also say, like, it's kind of weird that there isn't a genuine cutoff point between the clade of modern birds, or just the clade of birds as a whole, avis or aves, however you want to pronounce that, and the rest of the clade of Dinosauria.
Yeah, even on top of that, it is kind of, because we keep finding traits within theropods and birds to where we're like, we have to attribute it to one of them, but they both have it. So a lot of the things we attribute to birds are also just the same for theropods. So it's like, all right, well, where does the line blur? When does it stop being a dinosaur, and
like non-avian and
because I mean, even the whole debate with Archaeopteryx. I mean, is it a bird? Is it a dinosaur? I say it's a dinosaur.
Yeah,
but it's also bird-like.
It is
bird-like in the sense that it's not not just theropod, because it's technically all the theropods are bird-like, but more traditional modern bird-like.
Yeah. I mean, it's like, it's things like that where it's almost like I love taking a step back in that moment and being like, the fact that this even exists is insane. Like, I haven't seen the original Archaeopteryx fossil, but I've seen plenty of like models of it in the Field Museum and in the AMNH, or the American Museum of Natural History. And it is just a beautiful thing to look at.
Oh, for sure. And then, I mean, even on top of that, you have like Sinosauropteryx. We like know its color. Like,
oh God, that
ginger dinosaur.
That's a whole thing. Like, that's actually a bit in Primordial, where I talk about like how we know certain dinosaurs have feathers. In the case of Sinosauropteryx, it was because it died in an ancient lake that didn't have a lot of circulation, so silt and dirt and stuff could cover it really easily. And so Sinosauropteryx was this case wherein we could see the color cells, like chromatophores, or no, that's an octopus. Is it the melanin? Sorry, the melanin in like the feathers, and we could say, oh, it had like a ring tail, almost like a red panda. And I keep bringing up Dr. Curry, but like the dude's like a genuine legend. But the
Oh,
thing is, he presented the first image of Sinosauropteryx at the Society of Vertebrate Paleontology in like 1995. He showed it to John Ostrom, who was the dude that kept saying like birds are dinosaurs. The ancestry of bird lies with theropod dinosaurs. Theropods were warm-blooded. Dinosaurs as a whole were warm-blooded. They had feathers. Like everybody was laughing at him. But the moment John Ostrom saw that, like according to Dr. Curry, he started getting a tear in his eye. And then again, who wouldn't?
Yeah, it's like, all right, you basically just like confirm this man's entire debate that he's been mocked.
Yeah.
Like, you basically just handed that dude like a "you're right" card. Like, it's like, you're right. It's like, okay, everybody that mocked you is wrong.
No, yeah, like I would honestly see that as like one of the many cases where a scientist had to wait such a long time to finally see their work like pay off. I mean, thankfully, Ostrom didn't die before that, but others have, like Mary Anning, unfortunately, the English paleontologist who collected fossils along the coast of England that used to be a Jurassic Ocean. Unfortunately, I don't think she ever lived to see her work become so popular and so like renowned. And I think there was another one I can't remember though.
There's probably hundreds of examples on top of those. I mean, it really just is. I mean, you can just hope that whatever you put out there is accepted and acknowledged. But I mean, even with that, like within Macronaria, like you have the obvious ceratopsians, macrophilia, not Macronaria, macrophilia. But you
wait, macro. Oh, you mean the marginocephalia? You mean?
Oh, yeah, dude. Yeah, my bad, dude.
No, dude, it's okay. It's okay.
I've been having 4 different debates with different people about different species, and I'm just like, they're all. I got like Ceratosaurus blended in with like Brachiosaurus somehow. Like I was talking about Brachiosaurus, and I was just with somebody, and I just started bringing Ceratosaurus, and they're like, "What?" And I'm like, "Sorry, wrong person, wrong debate. My bad." But
oh my god,
with like Pachycephalosaurs, they are heavily unrepresented.
Oh god,
For I will say for at least articulated skeletons.
In the fossil record. Sorry, I thought you meant like in media.
But yeah, both.
That too.
Fossil record. For articulated skeletons, they're very not known. You find a lot of teeth of them, but I mean,
and the
shedded teeth.
Oh god. And especially the dome, you find a lot of like you can see where the eye socket was, and when I was in Dinosaur Provincial Park, I found I didn't find it. That would have been insane, but I saw the little like dome cap of a small Pachycephalosaur from there. I could not tell you for the life of me which one it was because there are like 3 different ones there, including Spherotholus, and also Hunesi. I genuinely do not know.
Also, without excavating it in proper examination.
Yeah.
It's like it's best man's guess. So.
Yeah.
Even on top of that, a lot of the times the researchers are just kind of like, "There's not enough of this."
But might as well.
But it's a Pachycephalosaur, and that's about the extent of what we can tell you. But like, I mean, outside of the dome preserves well, and teeth obviously preserve well if in the right condition. Teeth also preserve well because they're shedded like insanely throughout their life. So I mean, you just get a lot of them everywhere. So, and then the dome is obviously thick, but like post-cranial, there's not a lot to it.
I think there's like a theory. Like if you look at enough paleo art, you'll see of like Pachycephalosaurs having quills at the end of their tail. Obviously, preservation like that is super like exceptional. I'm personally like I support that idea, especially seeing that Pachycephalosaurus and ceratopsids share a common ancestry, and Psittacosaurus and ceratopsid had quills on its tail. But I think the only like articulated skeletons we found are like of Pachycephalosaurus or Dracorex. I mean Pachycephalosaurus and
Yeah.
maybe Dracorex and Stygimoloch, and that's it.
And even within those are still debated on if they're, even the same species or they're actually different genus.
Yeah.
Like, and then on top of that, like, it's hard to compare. Like you said, like Styracosaurs and other things like that have evidence of quilling, but like they're still within the same group, but they're so far apart and so drastically different and evolved for two different reasons in different areas and different environments that it's hard to relate the science other than like
it looks like
it's marginophilia. That's it. It's like, yeah, they're related. Like,
I mean, I think we're also like we sort of landed a bad lottery in that almost that entire field, because it's like these are just bones, and even then it's very few bones. Whereas like if you look at modern animals, you can do like testing genetics, you can obviously look at behavior, at like you have the whole thing to look at. With these, it's like
well, on top of like
kinda.
there are many there's many factors why a articulated skeleton doesn't preserve.
Yeah.
The first one obviously being environment. Is it in the right place to be fossilized to begin with? If no, then it's like lost. You're just gone.
Lost cause.
It's just gone. On top of, if an animal dies, it has to be quickly buried, or even if it's not quickly buried, other things can come and rip it apart, tear it apart, coat stuff off.
Like scavengers, natural elements like storms, I think.
If you look at if you were a predator looking at a Pachycephalosaur, there's not enough reward going for the head.
Yeah, absolutely no.
There's not enough reward going for the head. So that was probably something that was torn off, discarded, and left to the side, which is a good indicator of why that is something that could be, fossilized well. On top of again, in environment, just environmental factors. Is there a flash flood? Whenever the skeleton did it, just when it hit a flood, did it just go everywhere? Like,
oh god, dude, that's a disturbing image. What?
Well, I mean, as a skeleton that's in the ground.
Oh, okay. God, I thought you were talking about the animal.
No.
I feel like that might have happened for a few, I don't know, like the baby centrosaurs and those flash floods. Oh no!
I mean,
just goes.
If it's a skeleton that's already delicate on the ground.
Oh yeah.
And a flash flood comes, it's probably not staying together and surviving. I mean,
yeah.
And then even I interviewed Ray Willety. I forgot to pronounce his last name, and if he sees this, he's gonna yell at me. But semantics there. I guess that's not out at the time of this interview, but it will be out by the time of this interview. So he brought up the possibility of it being like a mountainous species. Kind of like filling in the same niche as like mountain goats.
Oh, that's.
And he brought up, he's like, I would be surprised if mountain goats even fought, like if they even appear in the fossil record. So it's and then on top of that, the discussion is like, okay, well, Pachycephalosaurs are not usually found whenever they are found in mountainous areas, but it's like, okay, the counter argument to that is, yeah, predators can also carry it off. It could fall off the mountain, landslides could bring it down. They're already so few in number of what they're found.
Really?
Considering what we have of them, it's not a lie, and it's not unrealistic that something could preserve in a mountainous stream. Or even Pachycephalosaurs aren't massive. They're not tiny, but they're not massive.
Yeah.
You get a heavy enough current in a river or something, they can get carried off. 100%.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They fall in a mountainous river, they're washed out. I mean, so it is really just, there's not enough evidence to support it, but it's also not unrealistic or unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, I also had this idea for like quite a while that and this was kind of propagated by, if you've ever seen the documentary Planet Dinosaur, that the reason Majungasaurus has such like sorry, like such poor fossil material is because they were cannibalizing each other all the time.
Yeah,
Which
I mean,
I think they would have probably done in times of drought. I mean, or like hardship. But I think having them constantly be that, or like have Majungasaurus be on the menu like year round, I think that's a bit unrealistic. So,
well, I mean, the primary thing is you have to ask if Madagascar was like always an island when Majungasaurus.
oh, that's true.
Because if it is always an island, you have a finite amount of resources. If
Yeah,
you get a predator, and I mean, it wasn't, of course, it wasn't always an island. Things had to get onto it. But like,
yeah,
whenever it was that like Majungasaurus was around, was it an island? And if so, it only has a finite amount of resources. Each other are 100% on that menu then. Like,
no, yeah. I mean, my theory was that the adults were going after each other, not just like adults going after young ones, which makes sense in like if you look at Komodo dragons. But and I think Madagascar, I think Majungasaurus lived like 66 million years ago, like at the tail end at the Maastrichtian. And I think Madagascar split like 70 million years ago. I think it was an island. I don't know if prehistoric planners is anything to go by. I don't know.
it was not always an island 66 million years ago.
Oh, it was still connected?
Separated from Africa. It was still attached to the Indian subcontinent and drifted northwards.
Oh, okay.
It
that
became
makes sense.
fully isolated as an island around 88 million years ago. Okay, so it was an island during
The time of Majungasaurus? Or when did Majungasaurus live?
That's a good question. 72.1 to 60. Yeah, okay, so it wasn't.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Majungasaurus was living on an island with fairly small like sauropods as its
No, yeah, like
Like-
Rapetosaurus? Like how big was that?
big enough to be a threat. Like
Yeah.
it's still a sort like people are like, oh well, Majungasaurus probably could have also hunted in packs. Yeah, it's also still a sauropod
Yeah.
with
I
those
heard
sauropod
this.
instincts. Like
I remember watching this short a few days ago from the paleontologist slash animator Dane Pavitt. Really, if you've ever seen the Marching Dinosaurs video, it's that guy. But he said that okay, so obviously sauropods are always represented as like, oh, the gentle giants of the dinosaur world. But here's the thing: Titanosaur, like I'm gonna use Titanosaurus in specific. They came in clutches of like 50 at max, 2 or 3 were making it to full adult size. And those were the ones that had to survive every single encounter until they got to adult size. And as they were growing up, they were getting into the menu of bigger and bigger and meaner animals. So these like fully adult sauropods were probably scarred up. They were mean, and they would probably stomp anything into red mist that even looked at them funny because they've learned that's the only way I'm going to stay alive.
well, also it's like sauropods might not be and Titanosaurs might not be the most intelligent dinosaurs. You spook
True.
one, what do you think's going to happen to the surrounding?
Oh,
Like nobody ever depicts like a sauropod stampede. Nobody ever thinks about the actual like literal
I mean, well, King Kong.
ecological damage that could cause. Like
no, that is so.
they're not.
I don't know if they
they're not
would
over
stampede.
trees.
I mean, I don't know if they would stampede, but they would definitely panic and start like trying to skedaddle out of there. So I don't think it would be a stampede. I think it would almost be like a mosh pit of like whale-sized land animals trying to run away. So anything that gets caught in that is stomped into red paste.
Yeah, I don't know about stampeding because I don't know what the actual scientific term, if it even is one for stampeding, is, whether it actually has to be started or not. But like you spook one and they're in a group and it like jerks up and spooks the others, like you're done.
Oh,
It's like GG, bro. Like,
like I wonder.
wait for a quick death. Like
Yeah, like I remember hearing this line: giant sauropods were not just animals to try and stay away from; they were natural disasters to be avoided.
Yeah. I mean, that's why, like, most of the time in the Jurassic, you're not anything that hunted sauropods was not hunting the healthy adults. They were
Absolutely
probably
not.
most likely left alone.
Absolutely. Like I remember, like I always heard this about like I can't remember like what was the final consensus on it? Like was it Giganotosaurus or Mapusaurus that actually hunted Argentinosaurus?
I'm sure.
Or was it some kind of South American Carcharodontosaur or like shark tooth dinosaur?
I'm
But
sure. Well, actually, both
oh,
hunted Argentinosaurus. These large theropod dinosaurs, which lived in the same region of South America as Argentina, likely hunted in packs to bring down such a massive prey, while a single Gigantosaurus or Mapusaurus might
yeah,
not have been able to take down a fully grown Argentinosaurus. Pack hunting strategies would increase their.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean, and that's also like there are definitely you can look at this in like modern lions. They specialize in different things. Some specialize
yeah.
more in scavenging and stealing prey. Some specialize in hunting, even like hippos and elephants and rhinos and things. Some
And
specialize in hunting
buffalo and yeah.
zebras and quicker prey. I mean, so
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past, especially like prime example Jurassic fauna, with the amount of allosaur specimen that take up the fossil record for like predators. If
Mhm.
they, if they were like, well, they're referred to as the lions of the Jurassic, so I don't see why there wouldn't be ones that specialize in different things. So a group
Oh
that
yeah.
specializes in stegosaurs, maybe a group that specializes in bullying other allosaurs away from prey. This group
And
that specializes in hunting sauropods.
yeah, or Ceratosaurus if that was ever determined to be like a fish eater or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I mean, even with that debate, it like I mean, it's really still all speculative. I mean, you can look at modern behavior, and I don't think it's unlikely that there were things hunting
Like
lone sauropods at least. I mean, but
oh
definitely
yeah.
not in a group.
I mean I mean I can easily see like a group of Mapusaurus like going after a migrating herd of Argentinosaurus and then like scaring a juvenile away and then like slowly just like basically carving away at it until it finally collapses. Like if you've ever seen Chased by Dinosaurs, kind of like that.
Or even just like herding tactics. Like maybe if all they can get is like obviously stragglers would be the first target
Yeah,
because they already self-isolate themselves. If
yeah,
they're weaker, older, just whatever isolate, they obviously self-isolate themselves, so they just target that one since it's already the work's done for them. So
oh
like
yeah,
there are probably likely sauropod groups that didn't always have a straggler like that, but
oh, yeah.
they would probably pick on one of the ones on the edge, bring it off to the side, then as a group just circle it, rip it up, and just follow
Yeah.
it, let infection take its course and until it
Yeah.
falls over, and then it's a feast. I mean,
Like a single one of those things could feed like an entire ecosystem, not just a
oh
pack
yeah.
of them. Like that thing is like the equivalent of like a whale fall at the bottom of the ocean. It's like that, but on land, basically.
Oh, 100%. So, like, obviously, the predators that don't get scared off that kill the prey. So, my fun interpretation of like a dead body scavenger ecosystem is you get the predators that bring it down, that get the moment after bringing it down to feast. Then
Yeah.
the big predator comes, scares it off, and eats what it wants and walks off. Then those little predators come back. Then, once they're full, they leave. Then you get scavengers, pterosaurs,
Yeah.
in modern days, birds, vultures, things like that. But
Yeah.
like until like whatever's left just starts to rot and decay, and then
Mhm.
that falls off, washes away, does whatever, and then you get fossilization if you're lucky.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
very simplified, but
no, yeah, I mean that's a perfect way of putting it. I mean, the way that I always look at it is that obviously a lot of things don't preserve in the fossil records. So like when you look at, for example, modern day Africa, you can see like the levels of which predators would or which carnivores would go after a meal. But in the fossil record, for example, where Argentinosaurus lived, I think the Huangul Formation, you have like Mapusaurus, Giganotosaurus, and then like a few other slightly smaller ones. But then there's a huge gap of like the medium-sized dinosaurs, and then you get like the smaller ones. So like I could definitely see there being some sort of like theropod or even an Astarcha pterosaur, like the big giraffe-sized ones, filling in that gap essentially.
Well, even the fun thing with you brought up ceratosaurs being fish eaters. Their teeth have evidence of that, but somewhere along the chain of Ceratosauria, there was something that split off into Ceratosaurus and then Abelisaurids. So there was something that was Ceratosaurus-like that chose to be a Belisaurid, and Abelisaurids, not always, but often hunt sauropods within their group.
Like, I don't know, give an example real fast.
Well, I mean, Majungasaurus.
Oh!
Mapusaurus is a, if I'm not mistaken, no, Mapusaurus is not. I'm thinking of Carnotaurus in that environment.
Yeah, around that whole area, like Carnotaurus and other Abelisaurs, they've been like absolutely popping off with like late discoveries. Like I think there was one not long ago, like Chatty Titan or something like that. I'm not sure if they lived at the same time.
I also think that it's like Rajasaurus is another one.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's usually unlikely that they hunted sauropods. I think those are two very specialized examples because Majungasaurus was isolated without like a bigger predator, as far as I'm aware, to do it. So it could hunt the sauropods at will, and then the sauropods shrunk because it's on an island. Rajasaurus was a similar way in India, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think India was still like an island. It was bigger than Madagascar or
very much
the little Hatsik Islands, but
very isolated.
But yeah, it was isolated from like the rest of the world. So there was like Ecosaurus, the Titanosaur, and then also Rajasaurus. Like, yeah.
But like, I think a lot of Abelisaurids, it's not unlikely that they couldn't hunt a sauropod.
No, yeah,
because their jaws would be, I mean, kind of perfect for it. They're very quick. They're very nimble. They just run up. They tear flesh off, let it bleed out. They're probably most likely most of them pack hunters within some distance there.
I mean, I've heard Pycnonemosaurus, if I'm pronouncing that right. But I think I've heard that one be like suggested as like a pack hunter. But you were saying about the.
So, but I mean, I think the problem with like things like Carnotaurus, especially, is like a prime example, and this is just one that I can think of off the top of my head. It probably didn't hunt sauropods simply because Gigantosaurus and Mapusaurus also existed in this environment.
Yeah.
So it going after the same prey as those, and then like Gigantosaurus is like, oh, what is this little tiny thing doing? I'm going to eat that instead. It's easy to fight.
Oh, no, yeah. Like, I don't think it's such a matter of like, could they? Because, oh, yeah, a lot of things could happen. Like, technically, I don't know, to say something stupid, for example, a single Utahraptor could flip an entire fully grown Gastonia. If you know what I'm referencing, then you know what I'm referencing. Bloody Walking with Dinosaurs 2025. But
oh yeah, I mean,
it's a matter of would it try to go after that? Probably not. Or for example, a Belissaurus going after like fully grown sauropods. But like subadults, absolutely.
Like it's again, it is hard to say like this one dinosaur only eats this and that's it.
Yeah, like unless you have like I don't know evidence of like stomach contents or like
because even I looked up like what do Abelisaurs eat, and it's Abelisaurus was a carnivorous dinosaur that likely preyed on other dinosaurs. It is believed to have been an apex predator.
Oh no way! I thought it ate pigs.
Like it's like it probably. I think for most carnivores, it would eat whatever it could get its jaws on.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and like whatever, especially it was built for. Because I mean, obviously, we have examples of carnivores evolving almost specifically to a single type of prey, like Tyrannosaurus with Triceratops. but then you also have more generalized ones like
Torfosaurus.
Yeah, there you go, Torvosaurus.
Just
What
general
would that have hunted? No, yeah, like general hunter.
I mean, even Allosaurs, they'd probably just hunted
Anything.
whatever was available. Because, I mean, you also have to look at the ecosystem, the time period. Because if you're in a desert and you're a carnivore and you come across like a lone stegosaur, you're like, I haven't eaten in 3 days. I am hungry as
Yeah.
God knows what. I'm going to kill that thing if it needs to be. Like,
Oh yeah. Like I can definitely see that happening. And then oh god. Oh right. In the Jurassic scene in Primordial, funnily enough. So yeah, we do see like Allosaurus and Brontosaurus, which I keep having to remind people, yes, it is an actual dinosaur. The whole thing about it not being a dinosaur, that's over. That was the thing like from like what, 1990 something?
it's like, you're right and you're wrong. That Brontosaurus was not a dinosaur, but there's a new Brontosaurus now.
Yes.
That was a dinosaur.
Like, and I especially love all the reconstructions that have like they had these huge bulky neck vertebrae. So if you've ever seen like if you look at Prehistoric Kingdom, like they have these bulky like ridges at the back on the bottom of their neck. Like that's what I modeled the one in Primordial after. But you do see how like an Allosaurus, which I mean, a little bit of a spoiler alert, but if you've ever seen Dinosaur Revolution, then you can kind of get at this. The Allosaurus gets like lights out by the Brontosaurus. It's a mother defending her calf by a tail whip. But then I also bring in like, oh yeah, a Ceratosaurus or a Torvosaurus or another Allosaurus or whatever other carnivore lived in the Morrison, because there were dozens of them. Like they'd absolutely go after this because like food is food. If it's a carcass, it doesn't matter. If it's a small animal, like, is it food? Yes, I'm gonna try and get it. Oh,
and
there we go. Now I can hear you.
I mean, to say that things don't willingly cannibalize like that, I think it is unlikely if there is an excess of food. But again, if they're like towards the end of time periods or like during mass extinctions and stuff, whenever like buddy dies, it's kind of just like, well, I'm hungry. You died before me. Tough luck.
Yeah. I mean, this is a quote that's usually applied to a dinosaur game, The Isle, but it's like you don't have to be faster than whatever's trying to kill you. You just got to be faster than your buddy. And like in this case, like
this is the prime of like apocalypse rule, dude. Like that is just.
Oh God!
I don't have to be faster than the zombies. I just gotta be faster than you.
Like, yeah. Oh God! For a second, I thought you were talking about the KPG, like the mass extinction. Which, I mean, yeah, that works too. But then again, I think most things sort of probably
there's kind of a lot of death there, so I don't really know.
No, yeah, I think it's like sort of we're all screwed. But there is a absolutely confounding theory that the southern hemisphere would not have been as affected by like all the debris ejected into the atmosphere and the wildfires. And there's the chance that potentially South America with like its Titanosaurs and the Megaraptorans could have possibly made their way to Antarctica, and that could have been almost like to give it a real analogy or like a fiction analogy, like almost like a Skull Island, like a saving grace for a lot of different species. And like some of those dinosaurs may have even gotten to see like the first light of day past the impact winter. Like I bring that up in Primordial, but I'm not the biggest supporter of the theory.
The fossil record, I don't know if it really supports that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see it as impossible, but it'd be really, really tough. It'd be really tough.
Even with Antarctica, the thing there is like it wasn't as big as we think it is now. Antarctica already isn't that big, but like most of Antarctica we know is ice. Like the actual Antarctica under it,
like the continent itself,
tiny. So I would probably assume it would be the I'm blanking on the island, the Mammoth Island.
Wrangel Island.
Yeah.
Wrangel Island.
I think it would probably have been something like that if they just were like, There's not a lot of us. Self-extinction. Like,
Oh God, I mean, I think that the ecosystem. I think the ecosystem probably could have held up for a little while, but eventually, like with enough creatures migrating here, and also the world kind of getting screwed over
like
because the roll of the cosmic dice, I think it would eventually the ecosystem would have basically imploded.
even within that, there were dinosaurs in Antarctica. Antarctica connected Australia and South America, so you see a lot.
Oh, I knew it connected to South America, but not a. Oh, right, because God, I keep forgetting. I always imagined it as in the early Cretaceous, it was connected to Australia, but then in the late Cretaceous, it was connected to South America. But no, that was all right. That was all part of Gondwana. Jeez,
I love telling people that because they always think about like they're like in the modern age. What? And it's like no.
No, yeah, like I don't see it as weird. It's just like because of the different things that
like
I get a lot of my information. No, yeah. Sorry.
There's similar species in South America and Australia. Like that's why you find megaraptorids in Australia and South America.
I thought that was just like a weird allosaur. Wait, what?
Yeah, megaraptorids in all they're their like own thing now, as far as I'm aware.
Wait, were there actually
megaraptorids in South America or
Australia? In Australia, because I know
there
are
megaraptorids in Australia.
Like, oh wait, I think I've heard
Australopithecus.
Australopithecus. There we go. That's the one.
There's not a lot of fossil. They're not heavy fossil record there. Well, that's you could also chalk that up to the preservation of how the rock is in South America, so it could be fossil bias. But there is fossil evidence for them being in Australia along with South America. So clearly, you could point to evidence of, them probably being more migratory than larger predators that probably stayed behind and hunted sauropods and titanosaurs because that was their main source of prey. But like megaraptorids came all the way around. I mean, like
from like South America, Antarctica,
to Antarctica, to Australia. I mean, so it's probably because I talked to somebody in Australia that specializes in megaraptorids in Australia, which is awesome. It's funny because he can count on like both his hands the amount of specimens of megaraptorids. But it's like Australia is just not good for fossil records in general. Sadly, but
I know that it's a very, very geologically stable area. That's why we have evidence from like 4 billion years ago. Like I think in Jackson Hills or something like that. We find little crystals from the Hadean, like the Hadean Eon 4 billion years ago. But in terms of like dinosaurs,
it's like it's not that there's none. It's just that they didn't preserve well for.
Oh no, absolutely. There's no way that there were less dinosaurs there than in other places. I think it's just more so a matter of preservation, which like I try to get that
bias.
Like I get that. I try to get that across to people that it's like it's not that there were less dinosaurs. It's just that there's things that we don't know about or that we can't see. But it's always like
ecosystems that like didn't.
Absolutely, there's like it's a bit of a fringe theory of my own, but like I'm willing to bet there's like almost an entire clade of dinosaurs that just didn't preserve at all.
I mean, I wouldn't.
I don't know.
That one might be a little bit more of a stretch. I love the idea of that, but I think that one might be a little more of a stretch just because we would have probably found something.
To it. Or like I don't know, some family of or like you get the basically
entire branches of the tree that are definitely missing.
Absolutely, yeah. Like especially that the gaps between stuff, like the gaps between a regular sauropod and then a titanosaur or a regular sauropod and a diplodocoid, like the Diplodocus relative, like that's definitely like I don't think we have a lot of material from that unless I'm mistaken.
I mean it's and what that guy said about Antarctica, he's like, it's really only a matter of time and if we can get funding to go to like Antarctica to do more fossil excavation then till we find like some kind of megaraptorid in Antarctica. Which is like if we do, awesome.
Please.
And like You gotta name it something cool. You gotta name it something related to the ice and related to the sickle claw. Like
I want to name it the Ningen, likeNingen, after an Antarctic cryptid that's like a weird sort of Antarctic mermaid, like but like a bad one, more like an Antarctic siren. That would be really cool. Like Ningen, something like, and then whatever specific epithet. Like, and if I ever become a big paleontologist, I will gladly petition for funding for that, because Antarctica, I don't know, label it as an expedition to the Lost World or something.
you could also, I mean, again, we could go back to the Latin route. I know people hate Latin. Flax glacialis, which is literally just ice scythe.
Oh, that'd be,
I do.
I was trying to think of like Therizino, like scythe in Therizinosaurus, and then also like Glacia, like glacier. I don't think there's anything there, but give it enough time, it'll pop up.
Yeah, so maybe someone could write a hypothetical book about a hypothetical dinosaur. Give it a hypothetical name. Have fun with it.
I call dibs. I call dibs at the end of the Cretaceous, and it's like, dude, you just genuinely give me a whole like.
Well, like
idea.
Like obviously,
write that down.
If you were to talk about hypothetical dinosaurs, you would want to adhere to evolutionary standards.
Yeah.
So, like I love the whole joke about like, oh, dinosaurs are just dragons, but it's like actually, dragons are probably dinosaurs, not the other way around. But like, a dragon is just evolutionarily does not make sense unless it's like an insect. Things don't just grow extra limbs.
Yeah.
Without having like a relative.
Or I mean, I don't know, I guess you could technically bring up like the mutations in frogs that like are like salamanders, but it's like that's not a whole wing. That's like a stubby little, that's like not even a finger. It's like a little nub.
Okay, so you get like a trillion years of like those breeding until you get them with like extra arms that eventually turn into wings.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, that's very unlikely of that. But like, so something more like a wyvern would be more realistic.
Yeah, like 4 limbs, 2 wings, 2 legs. Like
its chest would be absolutely massive.
The wings would be insane.
It would have an absurd like wingspan, like 3 times bigger than any plane out there.
Jeez, Quetzalcoatlus got nothing on this thing.
yeah, I mean, like, for lack of better words, Quetzalcoatlus are like pterosaurs are just wyverns.
Yes, dude. Okay.
They just don't spit fire. So anybody that says that wyverns are real are technically not wrong. They just don't spit fire. Like
I kid you not, there's a bit in Primordial where I talk about the Ashdarka pterosaur Cryodrakon, which is like, it's from Alberta, and it's like the name literally means ice dragon. So I call it a wyvern so much for the fun of it, and I'm like, yes.
Dude, like I love it whenever they come up with a pterosaur and then they're just like, oh yeah, we're gonna include like dragon in the name. It's like,
oh, God.
You deserve that. So you deserve
it. I think, are all Ashdarkids named after like a dragon from Persian mythology, like Ashtarko? I think.
I don't know dragon mythology that well. I just know.
I don't know. I'm a huge dragon nerd, so I don't know.
I know the like basics, but actually, I mean, how many of them have like Draco in the name?
Phosphato Draco, like there's the one from
like there's a lot of dinosaurs with Draco in the name too, but
Draco Rex,
Mixodracano, Dracovinator, Draco. I wish there's a way to isolate this. Oh yeah, Alba Draco is another pterosaur.
I'm guessing like albatross,
depicted as like a galloping pterosaur.
We need more of that. We need more quadrupedal pterosaurs. Whoa!
Quadrupedal pterosaur supremacy.
Yes! Like, I was really hoping that, for example, in Jurassic World Dominion, we would get a moment of pterosaurs walking on the ground as the horrifying things they should be. And I am so glad that's going to be in Primitive War.
Yeah, because it's like, I think the thing that we like that, yeah, they probably would swoop down if they spotted you like a bird of prey, but like I don't think it's also only realistic for them to hunt from the sky, especially in like a tall grass environment where something could be squatted down.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's already scary enough. And think about the entire pterosaur tree. How many pterosaurs don't we know? Like,
dude, I had a little discussion with my friends about this not long ago. Like, there are some new ones coming out, like Ikran Draki, named for like the fact that it has like a little crest on the bottom of its beak, like the Ikran from Avatar. And then there's also like Turok, some or Toruk something, after the gigantic Toruk from Avatar also. Like, there's just got to be some pterosaur with such a bizarre crest that like we genuinely have not even thought of it. Like, there has to be I would not put it past pterosaurs to evolve a crest that looks like the skull of another animal for the sake of like biomimicry and like, I don't know, to scare something off.
Well, but like think about how small the fossil record from somewhere like Antarctica is.
Oh,
we have three dinosaurs from there.
Glacial, I think we might have more, but like those are like the three, like Glacialosaurus, Cryolophosaurus, and then what?
I think we have a Megalodon from there somewhere, if it's even still considered that.
I think we have like an Ankylosaur, Antarctopelta.
Actually, there's a lot. Actually, no, I'm looking at it. Cryolophosaurus, Trinosaura, Massophorolophidia, Brachiosaurus, Morosaurus, Antarctica.
Imperobator, the little raptor-looking things from Antarctica.
Elasmeria is what I'm seeing. But like, you're telling me among the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 dinosaurs that we counted, you're telling me that there's like nothing else?
Like,
think about how much of the correct environmental factors you need for fossilization, on top of pterosaurs being so delicate as is. So
like twigs.
The thing about like pterosaurs is most of the time you don't actually get the bone. It's like a weird flat chalk line, just
you're
rock, like chalk imprint. So I mean,
yeah, I think Rhamphorhynchus, like, or some pterosaur fossil, I don't know, like it's just a flattened skeleton or like an imprint of the thing.
There's a lot of them that are like that. I mean, but like, you're telling me there's nothing in Antarctica that's flying around picking on smaller animals there, or something large flying around there that's picking on larger animals there? Like,
yeah, like I think I've heard it said that like Antarctica has actually acted as like a stowaway place for a lot of ancient lineages. Like, I think some of the last Temnospondyls, like the weird Permian amphibian lookalikes, they like some of the last of them were hanging on there before. I think it was the Cretaceous extinction that finally like put the nail in the coffin. But like, I would not put it past there to be like, well, I don't know about giant bugs because that doesn't really work because of the whole air composition. But I don't know, some kind of weird gliding reptile or something like just come in like.
There is one thing for sure though. Horseshoe crabs will always be around.
I swear to God, I see so many memes of that.
Horseshoe crab supremacy.
I think, how long have they been around? Like, hold on, wait, I'm looking this up.
It's a long
445 million years.
Yeah, they're
considered living fossils. Yeah, I see why.
Yeah, like they are still kicking. Sharks are like that too. Alligators and crocodiles to an extent.
Yeah, like they've been there. Like, I don't think they're as like, when you say that they're living fossils, people often imagine, oh, they've been around for a long time. If you count like since the Mesozoic, that's a long time, yeah. But like compared to like horseshoe crabs and like other fish and sharks, like they are not in the big leagues. Like they're like in the minor leagues, if anything.
And I mean, it's funny because like you look at like a skeleton of a horseshoe crab, like the only thing that changed is like it got like bigger or smaller throughout time. It's just like, all right, this era. Oh, I can get bigger. Oh, wait, no, I shrink back down. Oh, they can get bigger again. I shrink back down.
they just stick to something and it works. I don't know if like
it worked. But
like
why are they so successful? What about horseshoe crabs is so successful? I find them like washed up on the beach and flipped over all the time. Like it's like,
Jesus,
how are you so successful?
Like I swear, either they are somehow the main character in the story of life, or they have like something like, or they just reproduce so bloody fast that they just like keep churning up new generations all the time. Like, how long do they live? Like, I don't think it's that long.
Why are horseshoe crabs so successful? Horseshoe crabs are considered successful due to their longevity, adaptability, and unique biological traits. Oh, really?
Oh, so they live. I also just looked this up. They can live for like 20 to 40 years, and they reach sexual maturity at around 9 to 12 years. So
that's very uncommon for an animal. I mean, that seems very late for an animal.
Oh my God! No, you're right. Like in most mammals, like little hamsters, that they reach sexual maturity in like what, a year?
Like a year. Like dogs reach. It's like 2 to 3 years for most species of dogs, and like. So I mean, like 9 years. That's pretty uncommon for
that is, especially for a bug, which are usually like they just churn out new generations. Like I live in a pretty tropical place. Like I live kind of close to the Everglades, and all the bloody time I found cockroaches. Like after I come back from a trip, there are bloody cockroaches everywhere, and I'm like,
yeah,
how? So the fact that horseshoe crabs can like reach sexual maturity that late and still just be,
they're also
cranking out babies.
so they're like armored. They're heavily armored. They have like a very good body plan as is with like pincers and armor. They're generalists, so they'll eat literally anything that you put in front of them.
Makes sense.
They have a unique immune system. Their blood contains unique cells that detect and trap bacteria, protecting them from infection of bacteria-rich environments. So,
how has no medicine company been looking into that? Hello, get these research from the horseshoe crab.
Oh, they are. They use horseshoe crab blood for like everything. Oh, I say that they use horseshoe crab blood for a lot of stuff, as far as I'm aware. But like, also a lot of the mass extinctions happen kind of on the surface, and that's it. I'm sure they can go into deeper parts of water.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure a lot of horseshoe crabs are just like, all right, bottom of the ocean time.
Like, I think especially one of the worst ones to affect the ocean. Well, okay, outside of the Devonian and the Silurian, and well, actually, I think the first 3 mass extinctions, like, Ordovician. There we go, not Silurian.
Yeah, that one was due to like storms in frozen world, as far as I'm aware.
Yeah, like it was freezing over because a lot of the world was like, it was so flooded that like places like I think Miami, Tokyo, Manaus, Brazil, like they would all be underwater. So like only a few places like I don't know, like Kenya, Mongolia, they'd be like the only places safe. So that was a water world. So when it cooled, so much habitat loss that like animals just went bye.
And a lot of animals just survived by just like sinking.
Yeah,
they just went deeper.
They just like, I'm gonna scoot over here.
The Devonian, which was about 365 million years, there was a sudden surge of nutrients, made plankton grow. Then they all floated to the top of the water and rotted. Then oxygen levels dropped, and there was a nasty sludge of plankton that killed off 87% of species. So I'm sure horseshoe crabs with like a plankton bacteria, their blood is like immune to that.
Oh God!
I'm sure it didn't affect them. Also, they probably ate plankton.
Yes.
They were alive. So they probably also just like went to the bottom, came up, ate whatever they needed, went back to the bottom, survived that.
Just chill.
They were alive for that. They were. Wait, how long did you say they were alive? They existed?
445 million years.
They have experienced literally every single mass extinction. They are winning. They just won. Like
Yo, they won the game.
Everything is returning to crab. I see why. Everything's evolving into crabs. I see why. Like
it just works. Like they outlasted the bloody trilobites, which like they lasted like 240 odd million years.
It's like, hey, horseshoe crab, you want to evolve with us? Nah, I'm good. Like, we're good. Have fun paying taxes in the future or whatever. Like, I'm gonna just be
better off than us. Like, I bet, like, if the sixth mass extinction, like ours, ever comes to pass, they are winning the game. I'm sorry.
It's like there's divine intervention. That is the only explanation. Like, yes. I don't know how else they explain it other than divine intervention for horseshoe crabs.
They're the main character.
But you talking about humans made in God image? I think it might be horseshoe crabs. Like,
God's a horseshoe crab.
Survive every single max extinction other than possibly the Great Oxidization event. But that was also like single.
That was before. Yeah, that was before multicellular life. So like,
it's like
that's out of their league.
Every possible mass extinction that they could have survived, they did. Like that they existed, they survived. It's like,
oh my god! I remember when I was in 8th grade, we had to do a project for a science class, which, by the way, is the reason I started writing Primordial, because, oh my god, they made science so boring, and science does not deserve that. Make science fun again.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But, like, we were doing one on bugs, and I'm like, oh, I know exactly what I'm picking. So we had to make, like, a little short film or whatever. Every single picture had to do with either a mass extinction or a horseshoe crab in the same picture as a dinosaur. Not even kidding. And the entire class, just like almost like a meme, turned to look at me slowly like, we know exactly who made this.
Like, I would be curious to like isolate horseshoe crabs somewhere and see if they actually like
go anywhere.
For just like a billion years. Just shove them on an island alone with like no predators, just like basic stuff that they can eat. Like, what would they turn into, if anything at all?
No, God, like, I don't think they... I mean, they could definitely see a few species getting bigger, maybe getting a little, like, predatory, if that makes any sense.
They just get larger. They'd probably just get larger or smaller.
Just get bigger, smaller, maybe a little bit spikier, a little bit rounder, but outside of that, no, still crab. Stay crab.
It returned to crab. Like,
how...
It's amazing that there are species like that, because
oh god, yeah, like
here.
Oh wow, I just realized something. Okay, so fun fact, you know how when the rings of Saturn formed?
Not off the top of my head.
400 million years ago. Horseshoe crabs are older than the rings of Saturn.
Really older than
well, I mean, like, sharks, but still.
It's just a normal horseshoe. Like, it's just a normal horse. He's just like moving. He's chilling. Just a normal horseshoe crab. Like,
yeah, like look there. There's not that much deviation. Look at it's the one that says like the conversation there, I think. Right next to it. This one? It's the gray one. Right next to it. There you go. Like look at that. That's all just horseshoe crabs, but a little bit spikier, a little bit rounder. It's the same thing.
Like, the pattern hasn't changed much.
Like,
I feel like it just kind of like altered slightly to fit whatever environment, maybe smoother for certain environments, maybe a little rougher for other environments to blend in.
Oh yeah, like to stay or to have armor from like whatever predator, but like it's the same bloody thing. How?
It's amazing. Like, okay, well, also yeah, horseshoe crabs breed successfully with large numbers gathering on beaches to lay eggs. This ensures the continuation of their species and provides a vital food source for other animals. Okay. Play a vital role in the food web, serving as a source of food for shorebirds and other animals. Their spawning also provides a critical zone, like the red knot during...
I just looked up how many eggs a single female can lay in a season. Between 80,000 and 100,000.
Okay, I get why that's just successful now. You just push out like a
breaking them out,
and then like that's one. That's one horseshoe crab. Now imagine like a minimum of like 100. You just multiply the minimum number there by 100. You add 2 more zeros. It's like you're getting millions of horseshoe crabs. Possibly. Like I always successful. 1 million horseshoe crabs in like one season.
Like I always talk about, compared to dinosaurs, humans have nothing. Compared to horseshoe crabs,
everything is nothing.
Everything is nothing.
Aside from like the whatever one proto-bacteria that survived from the beginning of time, there's nothing that compares to horseshoe crabs.
They are God. God is a horseshoe crab. Oh, Jesus. Man.
Let's see. First species that is still alive today. Let's just see what pops up. Yeah, first thing that pops up, the horseshoe crab.
No way. I'm gonna.
No word for horseshoe. I did not put horseshoe crab in the search terms or anything.
Oh, I got like clonal colonies of some kind of like old moss thing. But yeah, that makes sense too.
The horseshoe crab, the nautilus, jellyfish, and sponges.
I mean, I think. Oh no, yeah, there is a sponge that's been around for like a few billion years, like Otavia. But it's like that's a sponge. This thing is like a full-on animal. Animals usually only last like 1 million years individually. These things.
So again, aside from like sponges or like literally things that lived along the beginning of horseshoe crabs, or just like a single cell organism that just the one species that is whatever reason super successful, like I would say the only thing that like rivals it in older would be like those jellyfish, sponges, or even like possibly like plankton.
Yeah, I mean, I think plankton would probably be older, but like jellyfish definitely. I mean, along the same vein, I guess you could also say anemones, since like anemones are kind of jellyfish, but like it is genuinely so mind-boggling that we have an animal older than vertebrate life itself, or like older than land vertebrates.
Yeah,
like what? And we all just live with that.
Okay, so apparently plankton is 76 in SpongeBob. Did not know that, but now I know that. But that's not what I was looking up.
Look up how old algae plankton is, and it's like wait, how is he 76? Hello?
I know. I don't know.
That does not
okay. So plankton beats it out by over 3.5 billion years ago. So
I mean, then again, plankton is like microscopic. Like
plankton's boring. Nobody cares about plankton. Like green speck in the water. Get that out of here. Let's look at something cooler. Like
crab.
Yeah.
Like, admittedly, I haven't seen horseshoe crabs along the beaches where I go. Actually, oh no, wait, yeah, I have. I saw like a tiny one. Like I'm pretty sure it was like a little baby. But oh my god.
Let's see. Let's see if I can do this without tearing everything apart.
Oh boy.
Right here. Beautiful. Just like it's not a full one, but it's
that's
a shell.
Oh, that is so cool. Does it have like the 2 beady eyes at the front?
It's got one of them. The other half's broken off, but
oh, that is
like
a good image. But dude, that is so cool.
It looks almost like molded or something, not ripped off, but
yeah, I bet it would have probably been shed, and then I don't know, like some animal or some rogue wave or whatever would have probably come along and like destroyed it.
Like it is absolutely just impeccable how long they've been around and how successful they've been.
Like I think, like, obviously you could say, oh, well, dinosaurs have been around for like 165 million years, or 165 plus 66. Wait, hold on. I should know this stuff. This is math.
Well, I mean, like, it's
Like dinosaurs, including birds, have been around for 231 million years. That is half of the horseshoe crab.
Like, it's so fun because you brought up the rings of Saturn. Yeah, the only thing to compare its lifespan to is literally celestial events.
Oh my god, I didn't even think of it that way. I was thinking of it of like putting it in perspective, like the celestial events are smaller than the.
You can't comprehend how old it is. Like, there's not a good comprehensible way to like comprehend how old it is outside of just like comparing it to a celestial event.
Jeez.
Which is insane.
That is so bizarre. Like, oh god, like they were around. I am willing to bet they will be around after humans, until like Earth itself basically just gets like cooked because of the whole thing with the sun expanding and whatnot.
You say that.
By then they'll have learned to fly into space and they'll conquer everything.
Crabs are immortal. They'll figure out a way to go into space and colonize.
Yeah. Or they'll just be like an immortal jellyfish where like they die and they can just shrink back into a cell and they can.
A horseshoe crab floating in space, chilling somewhere.
I swear, like if somehow the circumstances were right and the asteroid hit and it just like ejected whatever was near it into space, like there has to have been at least one horseshoe crab that was there, got launched into space and is now like a frozen corpse just like floating.
There's just like one horseshoe crab that was next to the mass extinction. He's like, really? I'm the one that gets vaporized?
And he has no idea that the dinosaurs were.
I think if we figure out a way to travel to a planet of mostly water, we should put horseshoe crabs on it just to preserve their species. No other reason than to just preserve their species.
Yes, like I'm not sure if you've ever watched Lilo and Stitch, you know how they say that like Earth is a wildlife preserve for the endangered mosquito population. We need to do that for horseshoe crabs.
Oh, for sure. Like just. Not even because like there's any actual value in it,
because
other than they deserve to be preserved because they've survived this long.
Yeah, just like build whatever we have.
Talk about horseshoe crabs in Primordial.
Yes, we do. It like good. I mean, this is actually giving me an idea for a bit of another section. Like I could probably add like an extra paragraph or something, and I'm gonna
short story.
God, I could have probably done.
You could write an entire book on the existence of horseshoe crabs.
I probably could. I could probably write about a single horseshoe crab's migration during the Mesozoic from one end of the world to the other, with the end of the book ending with the KBG. Absolutely.
Well, that's not even doing it justice because they're still alive. They've survived literally everything between the KPG in like this very second. Like,
what do you want me to do then? Like Primordial Horseshoe Crab Edition?
It's just like it's just a document that's just out there and is forever expanding until horseshoe crabs go extinct.
Never.
It's just passed down generationally.
Oh wait, I want to find a way if I can get
because humans go extinct.
I want to see if I can somehow get a hold of like a horseshoe crab replica, and that's just going to be my family heirloom for the rest of my family. Just like, oh yeah,
taxidermy horseshoe crab.
Yeah, like this is the species.
Son, I have a story to tell you. This species is older than us. Like,
oh,
what?
Oh my god, that'd be fun.
It is fun. You bring up like doing just a horseshoe crab edition. You could do that. You could talk about horseshoe crabs and their importance to the ecosystem in literally every single
scene. I mean, but the thing is though, they're basically like, okay, ecologically, they're basically just a McDonald's because they're like basically just a crab, just get to the underside and then boom. Or like just wait for them to spawn, boom. Eggs. Yeah. Just entire beach. Eggs. And then like but like they have seen dinosaurs, they have seen like the rise of land vertebrate life itself. They've seen the rise of trees.
That is insane. Trees. They're older than sharks. They're older than the rings of Saturn. I'm sure there's stars they're older than technically, but
no, yeah. Like
I don't know about that one. That one might be a little bit of a stretch.
I mean, if I've learned anything from listening to enough Neil deGrasse Tyson lectures, then like probably not. but I
Okay,
wouldn't put
yeah.
it past them for like I don't know.
The youngest star is about 240 years old, so they're older than there are stars that horseshoe crabs are older than.
That is nuts. That is genuinely insane. Like,
Yeah,
how?
Horseshoe crabs. It's just like. Is there an animal that specializes? If an animal specializes in eating horseshoe crabs and like exclusively eating horseshoe crabs, that animal would also become like immortal.
If
it would forever
somehow, like, I don't know, there could be an entire titanosaur that just evolved to eat horseshoe crabs. It would have made it through the mass extinction. It would have made it through to today. I mean, okay, that's a bit far-fetched, but like, you get the idea.
Is this thing that only?
I mean, I bet there's things that like specialize in crustaceans.
There are no known animals that exclusively eat adult horseshoe crabs. Adult horseshoe crabs. That is a weird image.
What?
I don't. I guess other horseshoe crabs eat horseshoe crabs.
Oh, that makes sense. It's just like how tardigrades, like the little tiny microscopic things, like.
So like, okay, so turtles, sea turtles, alligators, certain fish, and some birds.
Yeah.
So species that have also evolved after horseshoe crabs.
Like everything else
has been around for a while.
Nah, but like, oh my god! Did you ever watch the Netflix documentary "Life on Our Planet"?
Oh yeah.
How was there never a horseshoe crab segment in that?
I think it is a huge middle finger to the entirety of like everything. If you do not include, if you're telling a story of time and you don't talk about horseshoe crabs.
I'm actually starting to get worried if I'm trying to remember if I put horseshoe crabs in primordial. If I did it, then I will promise right here and now to add like a whole tangent.
Never too late to edit.
No, yeah. I mean, I talk about trilobites like because they were like I put them as like the prize fighter of evolution, but compared to horseshoe crabs, nah.
I guess technically trilobites are probably before horseshoe crabs, but they went extinct, so they don't get that. They don't get that record.
They're in the Hall of Fame. They're in the Hall of Fame, but they're not still alive.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Trilobites are beautiful. I keep one on my desk, and I've got like a few stashed away. I mean, like, but like, I need to figure out how to get my hands on a horseshoe crab fossil. Just cause.
Oh god, for a second I was thinking about like I don't know keeping a tank of horseshoe crabs, but I think they'd be too big. Like how big are they? They're like
one.
That big. I love how. Hold on, I'm gonna tell a lot of people that I know. Like, oh yeah, I was on a podcast about dinosaurs. There's gonna be like a 30-minute tangent just about these bloody crabs.
It's like.
I mean, it's not unjustified.
I think horseshoe crabs might now be slightly more interesting than some dinosaurs. I'm willing to, again, case by case. There are definitely some dinosaurs that horseshoe crabs is now more interesting than.
No, yeah, but like, and then again, there was somewhere it's like a little tiny like chicken theropod versus animal god.
I am sure there was a horseshoe crab out there that ate dinosaurs. That ate some dinosaurs.
Oh no, yeah, probably like a carcass.
Thing, or if there was a small enough dinosaur, just
a baby.
Crab.
No, it just pulls like it just pulls like the bloody like the frog from Prehistoric Planet where it just jumps out and grabs the baby dinosaur, and it's just like, oh, inferior being.
It's like a baby tyrannosaur on the beach, and then just gets swarmed by horseshoe crabs.
Oh god, no! It's like the tyrant lizard walking with beasts.
It's like, yeah, T-Rex might be the tyrant lizard king, the most powerful,
like land
predator to ever walk the planet, but it was still outlived by a crab. So who's the real top predator?
Who's the real king?
Who's the
or no, better yet, what is a king to a god?
It's like, what is the
I mean, don't get me wrong, a Tyrannosaurus could curb stomp an entire colony of horseshoe crabs.
Oh, absolutely, but like,
I mean, evolutionarily speaking, they are evolutionary peak.
I imagine horseshoe crab had a rival that is not in the fossil record that had a discussion early on, and they're just like, that rival was like, I'm going to evolve and change, you stupid horseshoe crabs. And then horseshoe crab was like, we'll see.
Yeah.
Just all of its ancestors.
Oh God, something fell. Like I bet, like or trilobites. I mean, obviously, horseshoe crabs have probably changed like a lot. Like if you actually look at an ancestral form, they've probably changed. But like that whole family, I guess,
like noticeably enough to identify them as a new species.
I mean, I bet there's probably been a few, like I don't know, probably in the Paleozoic, like the ones that we saw just before, like. But it's not that big of a difference. They just have some extra spikes or little segments. Like it's still the same animal.
There's only 4 species of horseshoe crab alive today. One species, it's named. So it's literally just like different oceans.
Oh,
got it.
Got it. Right. They're not all the same. I mean, I'm not gonna take that up. That's like a zoologist or entomologist job. Like
they're not all the same, but like
yeah,
if you were to show me a picture of them, I probably couldn't
tell the difference unless you like read out the genetic code. Then like,
no. Well, I mean, you could. There's some like noticeable differences, but they're still they're like subfamilies. It's just like the sub species. They're still just like under the genus horseshoe crab.
Oh yeah, that makes sense. Like and limitless, like oh wow, there actually is a few different genera. Carcinoscorpius. That is actually a kind of cool name, Carcinoscorpius.
Yeah, let's give some. Can we change the name of like the like the scientific name for horseshoe crab? Like something.
Can we just make it God?
Just Immortus.
Immortus.
Like
Immortus. Eternal lenses, like
Immortus Maximus.
Like
Maximus Immortus. And then
there you go.
What does that mean? Maximum immortality.
like genuinely. Oh no, wait, we already touched on that. What other animals are older or like are in that same league? Like trilobites, but they're in the Hall of Fame. That's the thing, though. They're extinct.
They went extinct. So like, other than like I said, like plankton, which has been around for billions of years, which is
that's a whole other league, though.
They deserve being recognized, but like for multicellular organisms, there's like, as far as we're aware, there's nothing really that like.
I just thought of something. I could put the whole thing about horseshoe crabs in the segment of Primordial that talks about tardigrades, because like there's a bit like up above the Earth's atmosphere where there's just a tardigrade there, and I'm like, oh no, yeah, I'm gonna use you as my talking point. But I could probably do something about like the other like oldest or most like extremophile organisms. Like, oh yeah, what else is there? Like some kind of crazy other little microscopic weird little monster? No, it's a crab. It's like a little.
It's just like crab. That's like dangerous from the depths, bro. Like,
and like, oh wait, how old are they? 445 million years old.
I love how humans have like, we have an analogy for how old we are. Like, it's all right, if you stretch your arms all the way out and that's the span of time, we're like the edge of the fingernail. But it's like horseshoe crab is like, you put your arms out, they're all of it. They're pretty much all of it.
Like they're like starting, I guess, around there-ish. Like
yeah, they're like most of the wingspan.
Like they are like almost past the. They're like, I mean, I'm trying to be realistic here, but like past, like just past the shoulder. Like
it's like that's not even like a real, like, it's like that just kind of like loses the value of, because like we kind of invented that to show how like little humans have been around, but like you just compare them to celestial bodies.
And at that point, that's a whole other league of like evolution extremism, to the point that it's not even like like they're just like, well, salute them, I guess.
Like horseshoe crab, older than some stars, older than the rings of Jupiter.
Yeah, like
they've been around longer than most species have even thought of existing.
Oh my god, no. That is, I mean, well, hold on. I was just trying to think like what's another cool prehistoric invertebrate, but like sea scorpions, like they have nothing.
I'm glad sea scorpions went extinct, but I'm also a little sad about it. I don't want to run into any, but like,
Yes,
they're interesting.
they are such There's one in primordial. Like, okay, originally it was going to be one called oh my god, how am I forget? Jesus, it's like the one that says of a crocodile. I don't know. If you pull up a list of sea scorpions, then I'll probably remember which one it is. But the one that's in primordial is called Pentacopterus. I have no idea what just happened there. Pentacopterus, and it lived in what is now the Winishek Shale, I think that's how you pronounce it, of Iowa. Oh my god! No, Nigel. Tell me that down there is a picture of Nigel Marvin. Like when he grabs the plate. No, it's not. Oh,
who are you? Who are you?
Okay, wait. Terry Godis. That's the one that I wanted to originally put in primordial, but eventually I changed it to. I don't think it's in this list, but Pentacopterus, and I had to choose Pentacopterus because I was also going to use that scene to talk about orthocones, like the big shelled. Like the carrot krakens, if you want to call them that, and then also like early vertebrates.
It's like it's just like flabber. It's just like there's nothing that you can like. You can't compare. The only way to compare it to like something reasonable is to compare it to something that is still alive today that also lives in the same. That also have like the same problem, like jellyfish or sponges. But it's like,
but like the thing is, jellyfish don't have a heart, they don't have a brain, they don't have eyes. Horseshoe crabs have all of that, and they're still alive.
They're just chilling.
I mean, when you look at multicellular, like animal life, like 500 million years ago, like the Cambrian explosion, like they were just like late to the party, but they have stayed there ever since.
Horseshoe crabs just like showed up one day and just went like,
"Yeah, I'm gonna be here. Just don't mind me.
This is a nice spot. I'm gonna stick in here for a while.
This is a nice spot." Oh god. Yeah.
Maybe they're overstaying their welcome. Maybe something's going on. Maybe they're plotting to destroy everything. Maybe they're behind all the mass extinctions.
Yes, they're behind like what's going on now with the climate change. It's the horseshoe crabs.
Yeah, climate change. Yeah, it was actually the horseshoe crabs, not people.
They're trying to get rid of all of their animal life so they can finally have the freedom to like do whatever they want.
They're going to secretly become dragons.
Oh God.
They're going to become dragons.
We're gonna have winged horseshoe crabs.
Oh yeah, I'm surprised it's not a thing yet.
I feel like that would be a thing in Australia. I don't know why. I feel like that would be something.
Yeah.
I feel like something like that has probably existed. I don't know if it has or if it's even preserved.
Oh,
it probably
crab. I wonder if that is a thing.
I mean, if I'm Krabby Joe, like the little one that has. What? No.
Okay.
There's a winged crab.
You got your wish. Is it eating a bird? Is it just sitting on a bird eating it?
Or did someone just like plop the wings of a bird onto what?
I don't know. That's not a horrifying.
Yeah, there is like if you go back to that little crab there, that's. I mean, that's just.
Wait, what is this? What am I looking at? Yeah,
it's an angel crab.
I don't think it's like wings. Like
I mean,
how a bird would have.
That's like hell divers, but like, there is of course there's that little crab that like if you've ever seen that meme where it's like, I don't know, Mr. Krabs or something. Yeah, that one that has like the little flippers on the back, and it's like it will use them to like flap through the ocean like really quickly.
Yeah,
but like that doesn't count. Those are little flippers. Like I'm talking wings.
Dude, there's like flying fish. There's fish with wings. Like
yeah. Yeah, to maybe just like move off the subject of horseshoe crabs because that's been like a 45-minute tangent. And there's gonna be like
that does not even hold to what they've been through.
Yeah, fair enough.
I always think about it like they have the ultimate like for lack of better words, like victim card. It's like, oh, it's just a stupid horseshoe crab. He's like, you know what my ancestors been through? Every mass extinction.
We've seen the end of the dinosaurs. We've seen the end of the world.
We have seen every war. All of them.
Oh my god. No, that is actually wild. What?
So somebody's like, there's like an argument about like literally any tragedy in history. Horseshoe crab shows up. He's like, I was there. I can give you the facts.
Feels like Hiroshima just interviewing a horseshoe crab. Like, hey, what do you have to say about this?
Yeah, that's the horseshoe crab tagline. I was there. I can give you the facts. Like,
if you need a lawyer to back you up, get a horseshoe crab.
Like, we're around. Respectfully, Your Honor, you weren't there. He was. He's all of it.
Yeah. Oh god.
Like you made the joke of making like a primordial like horseshoe crab
edition.
Like you could talk about how every single time what
survived. No wait. Okay.
Like, what survived on them? What ate them? How they altered like the role of like ecosystems? How they don't change? What they were used for in those ecosystems? Certain things that ate them, like.
Yeah, there's always you see there's a line in the book that you see 5 times for each mass extinction. Well, 6 but it's I'm not gonna be able to pull it up on my phone. But it will just break my phone. But it's like basically like a little bit of apocalyptic philosophy. I could genuinely add to the end of that, but the horseshoe crabs were still there.
But it's just like just in parentheses, but horseshoe crabs. It's just like
they like you hear me hype up the Great Dying as like the end of the world, which like to be fair, like, it genuinely was. But like I could genuinely add a tagline like, oh yeah, they were. But yeah,
return to crab.
Reject animal. Return to crab.
There is a evolutionary phenomenon where things are like evolving back.
Like I've seen this so much, like, but like it's genuine. Like, how has there not been a mammal that has somehow been something like a? I mean, then again, that's kind of impossible, or like it'd be very hard. But like,
give it another billion years, we'll see about 14 new crab species.
God, no, we're gonna see we're gonna see reptile crabs, we're gonna see mammal crabs, we're gonna see like amphibian. No, like you know how axolotls are always like so bloody adaptable to everything. We're gonna see axolotl crabs. Like they're gonna be bent all weirdly. They're gonna have all their weird hands, just like
it's kind of the funny because you get like lizards, fish, and birds all from like one tree. Crabs could do the same thing and then just split off and to fill in different niches.
Like the kingdom of Animalia, they could recreate that single-handedly.
It's so weird because like generalists are very amazing at surviving. You get like bears and raccoons. If you look at like their territory, it's just everywhere because they can survive in any environment and they'll eat whatever they can come across. So like if you were to rebuild an ecosystem, you would want a lot of generalists. To just eat whatever's there. Like horseshoe crabs, since they're generalists, you could refill the population purely with horseshoe crabs.
Yeah, absolutely.
They would like predate on each other, and then just like
have you seen those videos on YouTube? That's like a planet just of birds, or speculative evolution. Like I think there's one that's like a planet, but it's just cows. I swear, eventually you're gonna have like the dinosaur version of a crab. Like you're gonna have a crab version of a titanosaur. You're gonna have the crab version of a tyrannosaurus. Like it's like I know I say this a lot as a meme, but genuinely, when you put enough thought into it, it's not impossible. I mean, obviously not like a 2-legged bipedal like that, but like a gigantic predatory crab. Yes,
its legs. It just gets bigger and its legs just start to fuse. Instead of having like all of the little legs, it just has like 4 massive legs that help it walk over to like trees and stuff to eat plants.
Oh God.
Just climbs up a tree and just starts eating the like plants on the tree because it's a herbivorous one.
Welcome to Jurassic Crab. Oh, that's kind of just like a coconut crab, to be frank.
I would love to do a speculative video on just like a speculative ecosystem of just it's like, all right, isolated island, the ocean's just walled off, just like a good solid breeding population of horseshoe crabs. There's like plenty of like say seaweed and like grass
and coral and plankton. Like they have like basically like a giant terrarium, and they're just left there. Like,
it's like
please do that. Please, because I swear to God, my squirrel brain is just gonna go like, I need to do that, but I don't have the bloody time.
I don't like. I don't even know what would like. You'd probably like re-see like a horseshoe crab sea scorpion.
Oh God, that could be their version of like a Tyrannosaurus or like a gigantic.
That'd be like the apex predator.
Yeah, like just make it really, really big, and then like the shell.
I'm gonna do this. I'm adding this to the list of stuff to do between.
Oh God, please! That is so cool.
This is getting added to the list. It's just like spec evo.
Horseshoe crabs.
Spec evo.
Horseshoe crab world.
Horseshoe crab island / world.
Just make it like #island. Hatzegopteryx horseshoe crab.
Well, let's see what this. Imagine an island ecosystem where horseshoe crabs give millions of years of isolation and new selective pressures have undergone a remarkable evolutionary journey.
Oh God.
Okay. Island geography or initial colonization, remote volcanic archipelago.
Oh, that makes sense. Give them an archipelago to like, I don't know, a bit more freedom, just for fun.
Okay, yeah. All right. Over time, this initial population would radiate into a variety of species, exploiting different ecological niches. Giant island horseshoe crabs, in an abundance of large predators. Some horseshoe crabs might evolve to be significantly larger than their mainland counterparts. These titan crabs, dominant herbivores, grazing on algae and other bottom vegetation. Terrestrial horseshoe crabs, driven by a competition of novel food sources, some species might become increasingly terrestrial. Forest floor scavengers. These could resemble giant woodlice. Scavenging from fallen fruit and things like that. Armored.
Oh, it's like a really pulley.
I want to. Loss of flight / swimming ability. Horseshoe crabs can fly?
Wait, hold on, back up the loss of flight. When did they get the flight in the first place?
Is this did I miss an update? Am I in behind a version? Did I miss something?
I have no idea. I have no idea what you're seeing.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna like spec evo like I'm not gonna go crazy and do like a whole new web because I don't have the time for that or the resources to do that. But like give it like 6 new niches and species for like a small island. 6 or 7 new niches.
Or how about just the Galapagos, but without any other animals, just crabs. There you go. So you've got like the seagrass at the bottom. You got like I don't know.
It's just I'd be everything has to look horseshoe crab like, but there are
there's got to be differences. I want to see what like a stegosaurus horseshoe crab would be like. It's just like a pinball, or no, not a pinball. No, pinball is the bloody arcade game. Pincushion. It's like a pincushion.
You get like quilled horseshoe crabs, like giant quilled horseshoe crabs, because they survive on land and they become grazers. You get like quicker land scorpions.
Oh God! No.
Actually, yeah, that would probably be the most realistic thing for like a predator. Just turn into a giant scorpion.
Dude, when I was in Costa Rica with my grandfather, I woke up to a scorpion on my bed, and genuinely, I love bugs, but I don't want them near me when I wake up or in my bed.
I love them from a distance when I'm in bed.
Yes, but I just see this gigantic black scorpion going and he's just like, morning, and I'm like, oh shit. And they're just like throw the bed sheets. And my grandfather's like, ¿Qué pasó? ¿Qué pasó? And then I'm like, es un escorpión. And then he just like looks at me with this deadpan face and he's like, are you serious? He just grabs his shoe and just goes like, while looking at me, just throws it. And I'm just like, what?
It's like, yeah, that's our version of cockroaches.
Oh god.
I'll take cockroaches over scorpions.
Yep.
It's a common pest any day.
Yeah. But I mean, to get back on track to dinosaurs.
About an hour ago.
Oh my god, I said, oh wow.
I mean, so what is your, I guess trying to track this back to dinosaurs and primordial for you.
Yeah.
But what is your future plan for primordial? Do you plan on going maybe into deeper on like deeper analysis on like each section, maybe each time zone?
I mean,
horseshoe crab
I
edition?
would. I'm gonna add horseshoe crabs. All right, you can use this as a
every book has a mention of horseshoe crabs.
Yes. There was a plan that I had. Well, okay, obviously the next step for Primordial in its journey to publish it, because it's about done. I'm basically just like adding tiny details, which is good, but it's almost to the point that I'm like, I should probably just get this out now. Because like I don't want to be editing this forever. Like I'm proud of it now.
Yeah. You do gotta kind of like cut yourself off at some point and be like,
yeah,
all right, this is the end of this section.
And it's the end of the road. But I was thinking of doing something similar, of focusing on modern animals trying to survive the 6 mass extinction today. Like, for example, elephants trying to survive increasing droughts, or whales constantly being hunted. Like, basically primordial, but modern animals. But I'm also working on a project. All right, you know what? I'm gonna take the risk. Spoiler for the name of my next project: Memoirs of Savagery. And to not give too much of a fine point, like my close friends, they've already heard me yap about this a little bit. But if you like dark fantasy and you also want to see dinosaurs and dragons in the same world, along with like crazy sci-fi, then like if you've ever seen the show Primal or the YouTube animated series, what was it called? Sauria, then you are gonna love this. Yeah.
It's always fun to speculate like dinosaurs and humans together.
No, yeah, like obviously some of the bigger dinosaurs are like viewed as pests, but like ironically enough, it's actually the medium-sized ones that are seen as like, don't go near them, because they can get into they can go into your house, like they can sneak in the middle of the night, or like I could literally just pull a Jurassic Park with the compies.
Well, it's not even necessarily that. It's that we would be in their food range. We would be something that we would be willing to hunt. They would be big enough to be a threat to us, but small enough to get enough nutrients from us to actually actively hunt us.
Absolutely. And like, actually, I'm also going to take a bit of a bigger risk here. So Memoirs of Savagery is going to be an anthology. And by the way, don't hold me to that title. It could change. But I have 5 stories listed. 1, maritime, like ocean. 2, Slayer. 3, wartime. 4, Into the Breach. And 5, wilderness. Taking place across like the entire world, and where you basically get to see, and by the way, I've already laid out the creature roster, and it's like 259 different animals, including like the dragons and the paranormal ones. Because like this is basically an amalgam of like all the things that I'm a nerd about, but it's all done basically for the sake of me trying to give other kids like me what I wish I had, because I've had okay, do I have it? Oh no, yeah, like this book, I read this in 8th grade. It was genuinely like, that was a pretty rocky time for me. So like this was a big rock. Like any of my friends from my old school, they'll know, like they would see me reading this, and then like I'd be like playing heavy metal music on my headphones. But like I want to give other kids like me that, and then also just make learning fun, because like the thing is, I think we should genuinely have, sorry, I'll just quickly wrap this up. I think we genuinely should have like geology and natural history classes in school.
I just screw the school system for that, because it's like that is actually a huge part of.
Yeah,
I see a lot of misconceptions about it doesn't even have to be that detailed. You can have like a basic geoscience, like
just like how plate tectonics work, how the theory was first developed, the difference between continental drift and plate tectonics. Because there's so much, like, for example, pseudoscience out there that so many people believe, and it's like,
yeah,
that. And then also, like, if you actually learn about like how the environment works through natural history, like for example the climate, you look at something like the Permian mass extinction, there's so much we could learn from that. For specifically how like a lot of warming over a short amount of time, basically it's like hitting the earth with like an AK-47, which does a lot of damage to like ocean life because of like, for example, algal blooms. Meanwhile, life on land has to deal with like an increasingly amount of deserts and also like, for example, wildfires. Like, we need to learn these things, or else genuinely, if not enough of us have this in our heads, like, I can guarantee we will go extinct at some point. Like, I know that's a very doom and gloom thing to say, but it's like, like, you have to learn how to work with the natural world if you want to like survive. The horseshoe crabs bloody did it. They did it by being generalists. Like, we can, but we have the power to take it so much farther. Like, and not just on Earth. I'm talking like, I'm going like a little bit sci-fi here, but like other planets and like a whole spacefaring civilization. It is not impossible if we learn how to pick the right road right now when we're at the crossroads of destiny. Also, yes, I'm stealing that line from Avatar.
It is. One of the things about global warming is that people do look at a lot of outdated statistics, which isn't necessarily a bad thing or a good thing. It is, I would say, from that time, from the like, I guess I was like, what, the early 2000s, whenever those famous statistics came out, it is getting better, but not much better. The ozone layer is definitely healing over. There is evidence of the ozone layer healing over and things like that. And there are new statistics where technically like carbon levels and things are like output are way lower than they were like.
Yeah, but the thing is like,
but it's still not enough.
And like, I don't know if you keep up enough with the news and like to genuinely like try and stay away from like politics, because that is the whole minefield I just don't want to even get within 10 miles of. Like, when you look a lot, like people are genuinely just like disregarding and like basically culling all the efforts we've made. And I'm like, you'll realize you were like, to quote Ian Malcolm from Jurassic World Dominion, which by the way, I love that movie. I don't care if it's stupid. It has cool dinosaurs and the locusts were cool. Fight me. Like, we are racing towards the extinction of our species and we don't care. And seemingly we're not going to stop.
Yeah, it's because especially one of the things that was very recent in the news that is still on topic a bit was the de-extinction of direwolves. I put that in heavy quotations because depending.
Thank you. I talk about that in Primordial.
It's fun. It's fun to think that it is a direwolf. It isn't. If anything, it would be like force convergent evolution.
Yeah.
To make direwolves, so it's not technically a direwolf, but it's direwolf-like, if anything.
That's like it's
just a heavily
modified
gray wolf. But one of the things that I saw, I'm not going to claim this. I forgot who I saw it. Probably Maximilian. No. The good friend of mine. It might have been him. He might have reposted it from somebody else. I don't remember off the top of my head, and that's not really what's important. It was bringing back old species is not conservation.
Yeah.
But saving the species that we already have that are naturally here is what conservation is.
Like, to kind of focus a little bit on Colossal, like I just did like a little bit of a deep dive on this. It's like they're worth $10 billion right now. The amount of conservation work and lobbying that could be done with that money is almost unimaginable because it's almost never been done before.
It's like, okay, instead of bringing back direwolves, Why don't you
northern white rhino?
That, or like you use that money to stop poachers, things like that, which I guess I get it is like can be a very lost cause for a lot of things because people will always do.
They'll always do
stupid crap that just, but like animals that are going extinct, you could genetically help or bring back possible breeding populations to help them grow and thrive again.
Yeah, like genetic diversity. Like I've been saying that, like, hold on, if we can edit a gray wolf so much that it is a dire wolf. Very heavy, like big, bold, like, but then why can't we do that for? And I know that Colossal, they recently announced their rewilding program. They have another solely conservation program, like the Colossal Foundation, which is great. I love that.
Good.
Like, let's go. But it's like more needs to be done because we're just not hitting it in the right areas. That's the thing. And I'm not saying it's bad work. I'm just saying it's like it's just shift the aim a little bit. Like especially like protecting the Amazon.
It's better, but it's more like a Band-Aid buying us time than actually solving the solution.
Yeah. Like I've heard of there's a solution, I think, where it's like you could fly or like basically you could make a cover in the atmosphere to shield it from the sun's radiation to some extent. But it's like we need to, in that time span that we have between of like this little shield protecting us, we need to quickly turn around every single aspect of our lives, or else the sun is gonna come back and it's gonna what I mean by that is that it's like when the rays come back or like the solar radiation comes back and the ozone layer hasn't healed, then it's like we've just made our problem worse, essentially.
Yeah, it is a heavy topic that like realistically probably won't be solved in our lifetime.
Yeah, I really
probably realistically won't be solved in the next lifetime or the lifetime after that or the lifetime after that.
Yeah, and especially
that really sucks.
Like it's especially because like we have done more damage in a single lifetime than we will be able to repair in multiple, and it's like.
But I think that's a problem that they're like, oh well, we can't solve it in our lifetime, so we might as well not try.
Yes, that
like it's like okay, that's a very even from like an argumentative standpoint, that's just a stupid argument because it's like oh well, you know, I can't save my kid from dying, so I might as well traumatize him. Like it's like.
Okay, I'm sorry. That's just like scuffed.
It's like that's kind of an analogy. It's kind of a fair analogy. Like it's like okay, well we can't stop the planet from dying in our generation, so we're gonna just like make it someone else's problem.
Yeah, it's like I was talking to another guy about this. If you look on Instagram, his name is Devin the Nature Guy. Very cool. There's a lot of posts on like informing people on how to take conservation action. But he told me about a quote from a book that said, if we are the last, why not be the best? And like, obviously that's a very like doomerism way of looking at it, like that we are the last humans, but it's like, I don't know. It's a very much so also a moral thing because it's like humans have this need to put themselves above everything else. And it's like, we need to fix that essentially.
We are the top species.
Yeah.
But in that destroying every other species makes us the only species, not an actual. We're not anything then. Like
then we're not a part of nature. We are apart from nature. Like we are separate. And nothing can survive without it.
To an extent, we are separate from nature at this point because of what we have built. But like,
yeah,
from what we have built, there's no point in any of it if it kills all of us. Like,
yeah, and it's especially sad because like almost every aspect of our lives has become this way because like for the sake of convenience. For example, and like I know this is sort of puts a bad light on everyone, but it's like, for example, this phone made from minerals that were mined from the middle of the African rainforest, which is a crucial ecosystem for like gorillas, some of our last living ancestors or last living relatives, which like, I think the thing is when you look at it like that, it's such a doomerism thing that like, and this is something that I do in Primordial, I want to give people hope. I want to give them a reason to at least try. Because little funny story about Primordial's production here. There are 2 other deleted scenes. One was going to be of the Battle of Ramadi in the Iraqi War, and it was supposed to be a segment showing like how humans have become so separate from the natural world in war, and using that as an example. And the second last scene was going to be of, and this was based on an actual moment that I had with my friends, just playing video, just a bunch of teenagers playing video games. And it was supposed to be like a cool wrap up as to like, yep, that's the history of life on Earth and that's what we're living right now. But I realized, why would I save the stuff of conservation? Why would I put that until like right next to the acknowledgments? Why not put that in the main story?
Yeah.
So like in the scene of the Industrial Revolution, the ending note is about the 6th mass extinction. But it's also talking about how like we can stop it. Like, and this is one of my favorite examples. In Costa Rica, almost 2/3 of all the rainforest there were wiped out. But when the government started like putting out like payments and bonuses for like the people that were planting native trees in their backyards and all that, like 2/3 of the rainforest, it came back. Like
that's the type of stuff that like, it's like you got to like show that side, because
yeah,
I think a huge problem is that we're like here's the world. If we don't stop what we're doing, we're all gonna die. Everyone's gonna die. You're gonna die. Your mom's gonna die. Your brother's gonna die. Your dad's gonna die. People are just like, oh,
well,
okay. I don't really. It's like I don't feel good. Like that makes me sad. I'm gonna go like sulk in my room and not.
I mean, like, it's reasonable.
It's reasonable, but like people
we also
are
need
more likely to act whenever there's actual. If you can give them evidence that there is some level of a solution. And because I feel the argument that is given is just like the argument against it, I feel is most out of ignorance, of course, but it is an emotional reaction, like to that, just like you're all gonna die answer to that is usually presented. But like getting real for a second, there's a lot of goofy stuff that we do on this podcast. We talk about a lot of goofy stuff. I write fun fiction stories.
Oh yeah, I've read it. It's insane. Like, by the way, quick note, well done with that. That is really cool. Okay, sorry, continue.
With I do fun fiction stories with Wild Cards, which is an expansion on the Jurassic World franchise. That's my own spin on it. And my new book that I'm trying to get published, Gunsmoke in Thunder Lizards, which is just a Western with dinosaurs.
By the way, for anyone listening, is really cool. So be on the lookout for it, please.
I'm hoping to get that. Hoping to get that published soon. Fingers crossed on that. But like, if you beat somebody over the head with just basically the equivalents of wrath, malice, and rage, people don't listen. Nobody will listen to you. If you are just telling somebody constantly that they're going to die and their efforts are pointless because the world is going to be destroyed and all this other stuff, it doesn't do anything. It does not help. There is a place for it. I do agree that it shows the harsh reality of it. But giving examples like you did with planting native species in the Amazon and like 2/3 of it coming back, and how in recent studies the ozone layer is slowly healing over, just not significantly, but is showing signs that there is possibility for recovery.
Like, it can heal, and especially I think one of the things that I hear a lot from what was that?
That was my end. Don't worry about that.
No, don't worry. But I remember I hear this argument a lot, like, oh well, life came back after the dinosaurs went extinct, and so will we. And it's like, here's the thing.
Oh yeah, life will probably go on after us.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like you're
not gonna be a part of it.
be part of it and you're going to damage it. Like,
because the thing is, and this is like, I kind of want this to be like my big no. The planet has, for example, the planet has never been able to support billions of large carnivores. There's always been a lots of them, especially, best example, late Cretaceous, Mesozoic, bloody everywhere. But it's been able to support billions of large herbivores. Like huge herds of titanosaurs, huge herds of wildebeest. I mean, I don't know what the equivalent would have been during the Permian, but actually, I don't know.
Water fish.
But like,
actually, yeah,
horseshoe crabs.
Apparently, waterfish is a distinction in science, which means there is other types of fish. So I guess land fish and air fish are a thing. Maybe we can find a fire fish. Maybe we can find a fire fish, and we can have the avatar fish. I digress, though.
God. Okay, but like, okay. The thing is, if every time that we, for example, choose to eat meat, we are unwittingly choosing an insane amount of land to use because herbivores need that land to graze. And for example, on the African Serengeti, the predator to prey ratio is almost 1 to 100. So it's like, and the thing is, a lot of people think, oh wait, I'm gonna lose all this. You're gonna be gaining stuff. Like for example, people would be healthier. The air would be pure. Water would be cleaner. Like, I don't know.
I think a lot of we have built such an environment for, well, not even an environment, a need for petroleum-based things that people who are just like, oh, I'll go solar or I'll go wind, they don't understand. Like, it was some like Netflix movie where it's whatever, and they're talking about how like the petroleum to make a wind turbine or solar panels is like basically renders them mute.
Yeah.
But like, I see the argument for nuclear power.
Yeah.
It's so unknown and it's scary, and I get that.
No.
I'm not going to speak on it, not because I don't think it deserves to be mentioned or has merit. It is because I am undereducated on it. I am not in a place to speak on the safety of nuclear power, what it could do for our ecosystem, for our environment, and things like that. I don't know. I'm undereducated on it. I don't have enough research on it. But like, for those who do, for the people that go out and do, I always try, do your own research. Do your actual research.
Yes, please. Don't, like, even for the stuff here out of nowhere, like, wait, is that an actual dinosaur that they mentioned? Look it up. We could be wrong. Please.
Like, I know I showed AI overview a couple times in this, but that was for very basic trivial things that in the long run do not shift paradigms, and at the end of the day does not really matter.
Yeah, like
it's just cool information that we know now. Like
basically showing the horseshoe crabs are God.
Yeah, like it's, do not trust the AI overview from the get-go. Look at this. So I will always show this. I have an AI overview pulled up right here. Hang on, gotta find the right tab. About the youngest star. The best thing that you can do, they have a little link button right here. You can see all of the links. And if you spot out an untrustworthy source, Reddit is not a trustworthy source. Even Wikipedia. Let's just go to Wikipedia. A lot of people bash Wikipedia. My favorite thing about Wikipedia, just scroll literally. Okay, this is a lot of stuff. All the way down.
References. Yeah, there you go.
Every single reference. Check them. Go through them. Read them. Do your own research. You can look at the references.
Like, I've looked at actually, this was when we were having a conversation about Titanosaurus, like as a valid genus. Like, I was looking through the Wikipedia references and like, I want to read some of those papers. I mean, obviously they're all in like bloody some other language, like German or something. But it's like, I mean, I couldn't read them, and it's like, okay, it's cool that they have that there. And it's like, to bring that back around to like environmentalism, like staying informed is so unimaginably important. Like, I know I talk about it a lot, like a know-it-all, and like I don't know if I probably sound like a bloody like young Sheldon or something. It's like I've been looking at this for like 2 years now, and it's like the more I look at it, the more I realize like the whole, like if you've ever seen Avatar, you know, like the whole sentient and like entity of like Awa. I kid you not, the planet is just like that. It is so interconnected in ways that we are yet to discover and can't even imagine. That like the whole thing about like if I don't know if you're a Jurassic Park fan, you've probably heard this line before. Like a butterfly could flap its wings and somewhere, and then you have like a hurricane in Africa or something like that. Like, what's that from? Or
the butterfly effect?
Yeah, like
I mean that's long outside of, and that's usually with time travel. But
right. I mean, I was thinking about like Ian Malcolm, but like, wait, where was I going with this? Oh God, what was this thing?
I guess is good.
Oh, right, that the planet is interconnected, and like knowing how that works and what that could do is so important because it can genuinely determine our survival.
Yeah, it's I don't talk about preservation enough. That I feel it does it justice. That is primarily due to out of my own ignorance and negligence. That's also if I start getting super preachy about climate change, and that's the only stuff I talk about. I know a lot of you will become disinterested because that's not what this podcast is necessarily about.
They're like, we're here for the dinosaurs, but it's like if anything, the dinosaurs were the product of a bad moment in climate change.
Yeah, and to an extent, the Earth's. I do see the point that the Earth's natural, the argument that the Earth's natural state is much hotter than it is now. You're right. But
do you want it to be that way?
Well, not even that. I get it. Like you look at like the Cretaceous and the Jurassic and the Triassic. Yeah. It was significantly hotter than it is now. Like 102 was like the low. It was like a medium range.
Yeah,
everywhere. But and you're right. The Earth is naturally heating up.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
But it's also significantly unnaturally heating up. Yeah. And that is the main thing. Again, in a billion years or whatever, the Earth will become much hotter, much colder, whatever, regardless of human meddling.
Yeah.
It's becoming so much hotter in a spike that's so unnatural. That is the real problem.
Like to try and put a cap on that, for example, the Permian extinction, which by the way, for anyone who doesn't know, this is what sort of brought on the dawn of the dinosaurs for simplification. Please look it up. It is so fascinating. I promise you, it is a worthy rabbit hole. But basically, the thing that happened is that a bunch of volcanoes, primarily around what is now Siberia, started going kaboom, and over the course of like 200,000 years. But the thing is, that warming wiped out 90% of all life on Earth. We have done more damage in a single human lifetime.
What is it, like 73% of species are wiped out because of us or whatever?
Yeah, I saw that, or like I think it's like wildlife populations have declined by like 73% or something like that.
Yeah, I'm probably horribly misquoting that statistic. Look that up for yourself.
Oh yeah,
I'm just quoting something that I saw. That could be very well wrong and misrepresentative. I don't know. Yeah. Like look it up. Like. And for the Permian extinction, it was about 250 million years ago. Horseshoe crabs survived it, of course.
And here's the thing: horseshoe crabs aren't us. We are more dependent on our environment. We need more space. We need more sources of food. Horseshoe crabs will survive bloody anything if our like hour-long tangent just proved it. But like, we will not. We are more dependent on our ecosystems than even the biggest and hungriest of dinosaurs, for example.
In the north of Pangaea, millions of square kilometers, a chunk, or yeah, I guess millions of square miles as well, give or take the ratio there. A chunk the size of the U.S. was destroyed for about 100,000 years due to a magma release from volcanoes, which then released noxious toxic gases that cause acid rain, killing off more life, poisoning the ground, which then released CO2 that is 6 times greater than what we have today, along with all of the environmental effects that go with that too, killing 90% of all species. Only 6 times. Like, that number should probably be higher. It should probably be at least 10 times.
Yeah.
We should probably want it at least 10 times. And I don't know. I really don't know how much CO2 is supposed to be naturally in the environment.
It depends on the time.
It's hard to really say that. I mean, to give a definitive answer for that. But and I know I'm just like, oh, it should just be 10 times, not 6 times. And I'm just saying that, but without any actual evidence or merit.
Yeah, you're getting around that ballpark. Like, I'm myself am a little bit like undereducated on that, but like you are getting around that ballpark, and also for the sake of like, you know, science communication, you are getting that idea across. At least I'd say.
But like, the amount of CO2 is unnatural. It's not a natural amount.
Yeah.
There is natural, healthy CO2.
Yeah.
Let's not pretend like CO2 is not necessarily a bad thing. It's the amount of it that's a bad thing.
And especially, I think more so, it's at the rate that amount is increased. Because, like, for example, in the Cretaceous, I would argue is probably one of the peak moments in Earth's history for biodiversity, period. But it's also one of the hottest periods in Earth's history.
Very much.
But look at the transition between the Jurassic and the Cretaceous. There was a steady increase. And yeah, there was a whole thing in the early Cretaceous, but like, you get the idea. There was a point where it's like it didn't tip the ecosystem out of balance totally. Like, to an extent, yes, it was healthy. It's like, I'm trying to think of a good analogy. It's like an energy drink. It's like getting a Monster Energy, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at countries, this is a 2022 study, so it's technically outdated by 3 years, and a lot can happen in 3 years. So I will give that merit. But 3 years ago, you can see, like,
holy word,
it's scary. Red's a bad thing. Red is a bad thing. Red is a bad color. You want it to be lighter. Like, I get it. We probably will not completely eradicate the
like all life on Earth, like that's
of CO2 or whatever. But like,
oh, okay, sorry, I thought you were going with the different direction. No, yeah, the CO2.
But like, we can decrease it significantly,
or better yet, we can stop our emissions. And if we really want to be like, if we want to especially get brownie points, we can extract carbon from the atmosphere. Which, yes, this is actual technology. I'm not entirely sure how it works, so please go do research on that. I promise you that'll be a fun rabbit hole. But like, we can use that to make products. Like, I mean, carbon, it's an element. If you know the 3 states of matter, solid, liquid, and gas, we can make it into a solid, and we can start making products out of that. Like, I know that's a little bit sci-fi coming out of me, but like, genuinely, bro.
And I think I remember something in Japan. Or something like that.
What?
Okay, yeah, they have carbon capture storage technology.
Okay.
And direct air capture. I might be thinking of something else, but I remember hearing something about like one country having like towers that sucks in CO2 and releases clean air. But that's what plants are for, bro. Like,
yes,
that's what plants are for. Get some plants. Like
I know that we were dogging on solar power before, but like the thing is, the sun produces more, like to double our energy need in 1 hour than what am I saying? Than for? No, yeah, it produces double our energy need in 1 hour in almost the entire natural world. Like, if you're looking at plants, it's solar powered. Like, obviously, solar has its risks, it has its downsides, but like, if we can balance that out by also bringing nuclear into the mix, wind, like all that, we can genuinely have a sustainable way of life that not only preserves our survival, but the survival of the rest of life on Earth and future generations of both humans and animal life.
Yep. But I mean,
it's a really hard topic to talk about.
The message that with conservation that wants to be, that I would like to be, left with or leave with whoever is listening to this is it is possible to make a change.
Absolutely.
You can make the change.
Mm-hmm.
And there is hope. There is actually hope that
yeah,
we won't eradicate our great grandchildren or whatever.
Like there's hope. Like, and just start out by doing the small things. For example, clean up at a beach, or I don't know, plant some native wildflowers in your garden. Like small little things like that. They build up, and if you can especially get other people to make those small movements, then that builds really quickly.
And a good thing is like homegrown food supplies. If you can,
Yeah.
rooftop gardens, backyard gardens.
Yeah.
Raise your own animals if need be. I mean,
raise your own food, bro. Like,
it's also probably much healthier, but that's a different discussion altogether.
Yeah, I was about to say like
discussion that we don't need to get into. That's whatever.
But yeah,
I love me some McDonald's and Cookout, but like
Jesus.
Nothing beats a home burger. Like,
oh god, yeah. But yeah, like to the person who's listening, don't lose hope. Please, above all else, don't lose hope. If the bare minimum you can do is share it on social media, go ahead. By all means, that helps inform people. If you can somehow make content about it to inform people like manually, go ahead. If you can do things physically, for example, planting plants, helping beach cleanups, like genuinely do that. It doesn't have to hurt at all. Right. And we can learn from our past.
Even the bare minimum. If you go camping, be responsible.
Yeah. Oh god, it's genuinely just don't be an idiot. It's
if you're just out, clean up after yourself, pick up your trash. Don't just start forest fires. For the 0.2 arsonist that's watching this, I see you. Stop doing it. It's annoying.
The 0.2 arsonist. You're giving rangers a hard time.
If there is an arsonist watching it, stop it. Please.
Stop it. Bad.
Like, yeah, like for real. Like it's
it's not funny.
It's annoying. Like,
although to an extent, I will say natural wildfires are healthy, but not one started by arsonists.
Again, natural wildfires.
Just intense stare. Yeah.
And to an extent, that is with everything going on with the National Park Service, this is such a minute thing, but that is a good bad thing that they do. That they do put out wildfires, but to an extent, some wildfires need to happen to get rid of that underbrush and undergrowth, so that in 5 years or whatever, it doesn't build back up and then one spark and then half a state burns down. Like,
yeah, like a tinderbox. Or like,
like you either got to clean up yourself or let it burn a little bit.
Yeah.
Controlled burns.
There you go. Like controlled fires. I think that's the plan. But yeah, that's my main message. Like, look at what's around you. Look at what has survived and look at what hasn't, and see what you can learn and see what you can do. And above all else, never lose hope. Because once you lose hope, you've already lost the battle.
The basics, just the basics. Clean up after yourself. Like, the most basic thing you can do. The bare bones, bare minimum. Everybody talks about all this other stuff, but like the bare minimum, just like
it's kind of what humans have to do, to be frank, on a large scale.
Garbage, you like freak. Stop leaving it on the beach. I am willing to, if you just like toss your trash on the beach, you are a freak. You are a bad person. I am willing to say that.
Yo,
don't do that. Stop it. It's not healthy. It's not helpful. It doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
But it's been almost
2 hours and god,
closer to 3 hours than 2 hours. So I guess we should probably start wrapping up. Is there anything you want to mention about Primordial? Any last messages you want to say? Any last questions from me that you have?
I wanted to ask you, what is your favorite dinosaur?
My favorite dinosaur is Allosaurus, due to it's what brought me into the world of dinosaurs with the Ballad of Big Al.
That
has
was
that special place of being my entryway into being paleo.
I've seen that documentary. It is I would put it as like,
The
in my
original
opinion,
holds up so well.
Oh God,
maybe not visually, but just like
no, visually too. Like even on my TV, like when I watch it, I'm like, aside from maybe a few moments here and there with a little bit of lighting, that is still beautiful.
Within the standard of modern theories, it doesn't hold up. But other than that, it's a great documentary series, and it shows you that like evolution of scientific theory too.
Oh yeah, but like, and then I don't know if anyone has made it this far into the podcast, but if you're listening, I want you to go check out my friend Addison Baker Wright. She's writing a book that if you like the Godzilla series, you're gonna love it. It's got a deep message. It's filled with fun. And if you especially like nature, and it has a little bit of romance in it, so that's a cool little side note. But I'm mostly there for the monsters. And let me tell you, the monsters, brilliant. I'm honored to have this position, but like I've been allowed to like go in and edit the thing myself and like actually talk with her about it. It is a brilliant project. So please go check it out if you can. And then also, I also genuinely want to just give a big shout out to my friends. I'm not going to say their names for the sake of like.
I'm just kidding.
No.
Here's their addresses. Here's their phone number. What?
Oh God, no.
They're just like watching this. They're like, hey, we need to talk to you.
Oh God. But yeah, like to those guys, thank you, because like they are genuinely my rock, and especially my dad, who is the biggest supporter in all this. And Papa, there's a reason Primordial is dedicated to you. Like it just says to my dad. But outside of that, and one more other group that I want to give a shout out to. My fellow Earthlings, and I hope I have done you justice from. Yeah, not me. I can do that. What? But and also, they'll know this. They like the people listening. They will know who they are. Bromar and Jay Buggy. I don't want to say your names out loud, but if you're listening to this, thank you. You genuinely helped me push Primordial to be what it is, and I could not have done without you. And I also want to give you the thanks that you deserve, because like this genuinely gives me a real big opportunity for like to get my work out there, but also to like share the message of conservation through natural history. So thank you for that. Seriously, it means a lot.
Marketing. I'm very poor at it, but I do what I can.
You're doing really good with the memes. I see a lot of them, and I'm like, yeah, that makes sense. Like just the uncanon, the D-Rex post. I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna side with that.
But I also want to thank you for writing a book. That's a big task. I'm well aware of what it takes and the stress that comes behind it. But also B, for taking time out of your day to like come on to here to talk about it, to share those ideas of conservation and those things like that. And I just want to thank you for being in the paleo community, and I hope you stick with it. So,
dude, of course, my big dream, like this was probably the first reel you saw of me. That like I've been listening to lectures, reading books, going to museums, watching programs, and writing just so I could spend the rest of my life being a paleontologist. Like if I can be an inspiration for more kids to like, maybe not paleontology in specific, but like to learn and protect and care about the natural world, I will do whatever it takes.
But
yeah,
hang on. We'll show your Instagram without doxing. Conversations, hopefully. Myself, I would like to not do that. There's Instagram if you want to check it out. Be on the lookout for when his book comes out, Primordial, or any of the sequels to it eventually, whenever they do come out. Because the number one thing is to just stick with it, and just if worst comes to worst, self-publish it.
Oh yeah, I don't want to talk too much about that because that's kind of like a bit of a rocky road, but
Yeah,
I expect it to come out pretty
we're
soon.
in the same boat with that one. Publishing is a nightmare.
I'm right there with you, and I promise I'll try and help you get that out to the world because I swear we need more paleontological themed fantasy, like Gunsmoke and Thunder Lizards. Por favor.
Can we talk before we end this? Just what is it? The Dinosaur Island series where the dinosaurs are isolated on the island. Is it like Dinosauria?
What
is it? Dinotopia.
Yes.
Can we talk? That movie, goofy as all heck.
Yeah,
but it still holds up, and it's still a very fun movie. Go watch it. Go show it to some people.
Pause real fast. I'm gonna be right back.
I'd love to see Dinotopia and things like that come back. So go support that. In the meantime, for those of you who don't know, I am writing a book.
I can testify. Hold on, let me get my mic up. I can testify the books are good. And to give you a little bit of a free sample, I know that doesn't have really a lot of dinosaurs. There, you'll get entire pages of just that.
Paleo art is severely underrated, in my opinion.
It is, especially like, okay, obviously this isn't paleo accurate now, but like,
but
this with updated dinosaurs, please.
It's fun. Just dinosaur fantasy. We need more of it. Jurassic Park. I feel Park is obviously the big guns there. I'm glad we're getting Primitive War.
Oh yes.
I'm glad we're getting something other than the Jurassic franchise. And of course, I'm saying that as somebody who wrote a book from within the Jurassic franchise and loves the Jurassic franchise. We still need stuff outside of it. And I've found it is difficult to write a story without just stealing from the Jurassic franchise.
Yeah, but it's possible.
It's possible.
Hell, dear listener, if you have an idea, go on a Google Doc and start writing. Please, I promise you, just like watch a few videos about dinosaurs, gather a few favorite species, and just go.
This is what literary agents and editors are for. You think of, hey, even if you're not a writer, if you know someone who loves writing, who is struggling with thinking of a story to tell, message them. Just be like, have you ever thought about a story of XYZ telling this story but adding dinosaurs or whatever? And just give them your idea and let them like talk about. I mean, like, it may suck to just give up an idea, but like if you're not a writer, you don't have the time to write or something, but you want to tell a story, work with somebody. Just humble yourself and work with somebody.
Yeah.
But I think that is all from me for right now, unless you have some final words you'd like to say.
I'm going to kind of set them on the conservation note of like, just don't lose hope, do what you can and stay informed. And then also just have some fun, man. Like this field is often dominated by the idea that it's like all crazy jargon that nobody can understand. Like, no, dude, it's fun. Like, believe me.
Live life. Have fun. Achieve. Go for your dreams. Go for it. Don't let people tell you can't. Go for your dreams.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
Unless your dreams are evil, then don't do them.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good notes.
I won't make that. Unless your dreams are evil, don't do them then. But for the most part, that's not a dream. That's a nightmare. Don't do your nightmares. Do your dreams. Achieve your dreams. But I'm your host, Eric Crawford. This has been Prehistoric Live Podcast. Remember, as always, keep it prehistoric. Bye.
Adios.